yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for this invitation. I have a big respect for Mr. Balaram Subedi. I know him for a long time. He's a wonderful person. He's always smiling, and he has a big brain and even bigger soul. So I am very
Thank
happy
you so
that
much.
he succeed to bring all of you near him. And I see here also Dr. Paudel, and there are so many other people around him which are helping for the organization of this event too. So first of all, I love Nepal. I have been a few times in Nepal, and I hope to come back soon. And well, the work you are doing there is very important, because there are not too many organizations in the world who are making so good work on showing the benefits of the bee products. Okay, so Apitherapy, I just came back from yesterday from Germany. We had there an international congress on Apitherapy, and I learned, like always, many new things. Every day I learn new things. So the bee products are really fascinating. Let me share with you first an image, general image on the bee products. Can you see the image now? It will come soon. Can you see it?
Yes, okay now.
Yeah, you can see it, yes. Okay, so let me minimize here a bit. Okay, so in Apitherapy, we use over 15 products. Here in the image, you see the most important ones. You see honey. There is another one which is called honeydew honey. Then propolis. We have several types of propolis. Here is the Brazilian propolis, the green propolis. Then we have the beeswax. And beeswax and propolis, both of them, they are giving a lot of essential oils, like volatile oils, like in aromatherapy. And you see here, it's one device which is made in Germany, but there are many other devices now in the world to inhale beehive air. This is a very promising method for the future, including for Nepal, because there are many diseases, especially in the nose, sinuses, lungs, which cannot be cured by classical medicine. So with beehive air therapy, we can do this. Then we have the famous royal jelly. Here is the drone larva for Apilarnil. Then we have bee pollen. You see here this orange pollen from this plant. It is, by the way, a medicinal bee plant, which is very good against depression. And here is bee bread. When the bees are putting the pollen in the cells, they press it, and then they add some honey to it. Then it comes to fermentation a couple of weeks, and then it is usable by the bees also in the winter. The bees are doing this in order to conserve the pollen, because normal fresh pollen, it is antibacterial about 3-4 days, but then it's not anymore because it has also some humidity. So the bees don't like to have humidity, because humidity attracts bacteria and fungi. So that's why they fermentate this pollen in the bee bread. They add more acids. They create acids here, and the acids keeps under the control the microbes. And then, of course, we have the famous bee venom, which is very useful against many diseases, especially each time when somewhere in the body there is not a good blood flow. There is a problem with the blood flow, with the microcirculation, or there is some hormonal problem, or the local nervous system is too weak, or there are viral diseases or bacterial diseases which are not responding to propolis or to honey. So these are the basic bee products. And let me share with you, I have other PowerPoints made for you. And let me start with this one on propolis. Okay, let me do it like this. Because propolis is the most used bee product in apitherapy, and it is the king of apitherapy if you want. With bee venom, it is there are some problems in using it, like allergies and so on. But with propolis, you can do it very well. So you see, there are over 70 useful properties in propolis. 70, not one or two, 70 useful properties. You see some of them here, like antibacterial, antiviral. Also, there is antifungic, antiparasitary, immune modulator. This is very important in the treatment of severe diseases like it was COVID-19 or like pneumonia or autoimmune diseases, because propolis is just calming down the immune system when it's too strong and increasing the strength of the immune system when it is too weak. Then antioxidant. This is very, very, very important because there are so many diseases in the body caused by too many oxidants, by too many free radicals. And then when you have a product which is antioxidant, antibacterial, antiviral, you have also immune modulator, then logically it comes this other property, which is anti-inflammatory, which is against the inflammations. And there are hundreds of inflammations in our body possible, like rhinitis, sinusitis, bronchitis, gastritis, duodenitis, enteritis, cellulitis, nephritis, arthritis, all the diseases which have as last four letters itis, itis, like arthritis, cellulitis, and so on, they are inflammations. And whenever you hear about a disease which has a name which ends in itis, think to propolis. Then another one, very, very important, is anti-angiogenic, which means propolis has a tendency to close the capillaries when they are too open. And this happens in case of allergies when it's too much histamine, and also in case of cancer, because cancer, in order to develop, needs a lot of food, nutrients, carbohydrates, and so on. So cancer makes a trick, takes the arteries which are around and then dilates them. It creates new blood vessels to feed because it's very, very greedy, the cancer. So propolis, when it's given properly, and also bee venom and several other bee products, they close these arteries. They block these arteries which are feeding the cancer. So this reduces the risk of metastasis and many other problems. Propolis also detoxification, good. Detox. In Nepal, you have in big capital, like in Kathmandu and in big cities, you still have, I believe, a lot of pollution. And pollution from the cars, like cars which are still allowed maybe by your government because of various economical issues. But this pollution, it's very, very bad for the health of the Nepalese people. And propolis can block some of this pollution, can block heavy metals like lead, like mercury, and many, many other pollutants. That's why it is a good idea to have propolis in your car too. It helps also the microbiome in our large intestine because it is prebiotic. And also it gives like a physical protection in case of the bees, but also in our own situation when you have a wound on the skin, for example, and we have our protection is damaged. When you use propolis, propolis physically can protect our skin and our body. Okay, good. So now see here a simple image about how it works an antioxidant. Antioxidant, it's something which can give electrons to calm down a free radical. And you see here, like on an apple, you cut an apple in two. If you give antioxidants here on this side, the apple stays still okay. but if it is not protected by antioxidants, the apple goes brown. Same happens in our body because every day we inhale oxygen, and oxygen gives us energy, but also it gives this oxidation. So the body protects against this oxidation with all kind of antioxidants, and propolis is one very, very good antioxidant. Okay, good. So here you have a slide with what makes the free radicals, this oxidative stress. You see here, if you look carefully, many, many different diseases: asthma, rheumatoid, osteoarthritis, psoriasis, myocardial infarction, hypertension, ischemia, macular degeneration, which is on the eyes, cataracts, diabetes, and so on and so on. All these are caused by these radicals, free radicals, yeah? And the propolis with its polyphenols, but also honey, pollen, bee bread, even royal jelly has also antioxidant properties. You see here another example of antioxidants. Okay, and some other properties here in written: antibacterial, antiviral, antimycotic, antiparasitic. You see here the action like in a graphic. Okay, so let me check here why it's coming. This I should not see this like 5 people enter the waiting room. Disable annotations for others. Names annotators, maybe this one. But anyway. Okay, anyway. Here you see an image of a so-called antibiogram. So a researcher from Serbia, they put here oxacillin, which is an antibiotic against this microbe, Staphylococcus aureus. And you see the bacteria were not killed by this antibiotic, but it were destroyed by propolis. So this is very important in the case of hospitals when there is a patient with a severe disease and you want to use a special type of propolis which is more effective, then it's good to make a propolisogram. You see here some properties of propolis in the case of COVID-19. I will give you this PowerPoint so you can study it later on at home, relaxed. Here are some of the antiparasitic properties of propolis. And there are many people all over the world which are having all kinds of parasites, like Giardia, ladies with Trichomonas vaginalis, Trichinella spiralis, Trypanosoma, Fasciola gigantica, which is in the liver area, which causes also cancer, Plasmodium, which causes malaria. So propolis is good against many, many such parasites. Anti-inflammatory, as I told you, all these diseases with itis. Immune modulator, it calms down the immune system when it's too strong, or we strengthen it when it's too weak. And if you look to the immune system, it's created by these cells, different kind of cells, different names, different functions. Because this immune system cells, they attack the bacteria, the viruses, the cancer cells through different tools at molecular level. So there are like macrophages, dendritic cells, which are eating the virus, bacteria, even parasites, and even cancer cells. And some other cells, they are attacking the microbes with antibodies, like lymphocytes. But basically, each cell in the immune system has some basic needs. And when they need very good food, they need enough oxygen, they need a lot of antioxidants, they need water, they need a high temperature, usually like 39, 40 degrees Celsius. They have more power when the blood, the tissues, the lymph is warmer. And by the way, it's a big mistake to cool down the body in case of infectious diseases. And then it needs regeneration, it needs protection. because sometimes there are a lot of free radicals like coming from smoking, and then the immune system cells cannot work anymore. And they need also some relaxation, and that's why some meditation, not meditation, but like sleep time, inactivity. And this is when we give propolis and honey and pollen and royal jelly. These bee products are acting against the bad bacteria. So that's why the bee products are very good helpers of these cells. And these cells can relax a bit because propolis and royal jelly and honey will do their job. Yeah, so it also, the honey, for example, gives a lot of energy to these cells to eat the dead bacteria, dead viruses after the battle. So it's a very good cooperation between the bee products and the immune system. Another property of propolis is cicatrizing, like it closes the wounds. And here we have some scientific explanations about how propolis can act against the wounds, like antioxidation, immune function, immune protection, the mast cells which are regulating the blood flow there, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. And you see here all these details. And what are the substances which are helping against the wounds? You see here. So you can search in internet, you can search with Google, with ChatGPT, with Gemini, and so on. You take these substances like crizin, galangin. Here is artepilin C from Brazilian propolis, luteolin, and so on. And you see there are many, many useful properties. Here are some of the properties of some of the compounds from propolis, like pinosembrin is antibacterial, antifungal, anti-Helicobacter pylori, local analgesic, which is against the pain. Then galangin has these properties. Then quercetin, these properties. Caffeic acid, phenethylester, these other properties, but especially anti-tumoral. This is important against cancer. Caffeic acid, like liver protected, anti-inflammatory. Basically, with the bee products, the bees are collecting from the trees these special substances, these resins from the buds or from the bark of the trees, and because they know that these substances are protecting their own body, and also the babies in the beehive, the special larvae. And what is very interesting is that these substances are protecting not only the vegetal cells, not only the bee cells, but also our human cells. And basically, they are almost the same mechanism of action, biochemical mechanism of action. Again, here some of the properties of propolis, how propolis acts against bacteria, like it reduces the energy production in the bacteria, it reduces its mobility, it disturbs the membrane potential, like that electricity, that energy on the membrane, and so on and so on. And what is also very interesting in the case of propolis and honey, royal jelly, they act against bacteria through many different mechanisms. Here you see some of them, but in reality, propolis and honey acts against bacteria with at least 10 different properties, 10 different mechanisms, which is very, very clever because Mother Nature loved the bees. God loved the bees. Buddha loved the bees. Everybody loved the bees in nature, except those which are stung by the bees when they make some mistakes. So Mother Nature, if you want, or God, or whatever you want to call this kind of huge entity, help the bees by giving them the best to survive. Here is one example of antimicrobial effect of propolis, like from the bacteria which are destroyed by propolis. And then you can, like skin grafts, so this is using surgery, in plastic surgery, or you can use in infected burns or boils, superficial infected wounds, folliculitis, acne. This is just a simple example, but there are, of course, hundreds of different microbial diseases possible in the body, different microbes, different organs, but basically, propolis can help against most of them. Here is another scientific explanation about how propolis protects against microbes and parasites. Again, you can study this slide at home. Indications, contraindications. because propolis protects the cells. It's antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungic, antitumoral, antioxidant, and so on and so on. It can be used in really in hundreds of diseases. By the way, many years ago, I made a study on in what kind of diseases are used the bee products, and I found over 800 such diseases. 800, I repeat, 800 diseases where we can use the bee products to prevent or treat diseases. Here are some slides about how to use propolis, and here is a very famous doctor in Italy, Francesco Ferraboli, and he published in internet several photos with his results. And you see here the substances from the tree, these resins from the bark of the tree, and they are taken, they are extracted, and then you can put, this is the vegetal, the tree, this is the human, but the same substances which are healing the tree, they heal also the human body. And you see here the healing. This part is from your dye in this color. You can also inject honey and propolis, or honey and propolis extracts inside the wounds, and there are hundreds of such studies done on mice, on rats, on rabbits, all kind of experimental studies in animals, and also in humans, like Dr. Ferraboli showed here how to inject in the wounds. And another example, very famous from him, a lady which was 49 years old. She was having for many years an infection in the bones. This bone, it was an osteomyelitis, aggravated by various bacteria, Staphylococcus, Enterobacter, Enterococcus, and she tried all kinds of antibiotics, including Dr. Ferraboli in the hospital tried to use gentamicin in form of pearls, like you see here, this like pearls of gentamicin were introduced in the bone with the hope that the gentamicin will destroy the infection, the bacteria, but including 20 days of antibiotics in the veins, intravenous. So there is nothing more powerful than this kind of treatment. Unfortunately, because the bacteria were resistant to antibiotics, the patient was not healed with this treatment. So finally, Dr. Ferraboli decided to use propolis. And you see here in this image, he injected in the bone propolis tincture. And he did it after 5 months of trying all the other methods. Okay, and he used it, it's like 2 times per day for 3 weeks long. In this Röntgen, this X-ray, you see here is the bone, and here is the needle, the big needle. So they injected also the propolis through this direction, yeah? And here was the wound, and through this wound for years, she was having infection. And you see here, after only 30 days, this was before, always giving pus, infection for months and years. And in 30 days, like 1 month, the wound was closed. Some other doctors in such situation, when the infection is very bad, they are afraid that the infection will go in the body. So they cut the limb, they amputate the limb because they say, oh, this is putrid, gangrene, extremely dangerous bacteria. They can go to the heart and may kill the patient. So in some hospitals, you may see that the surgeons, they say, okay, we need to amputate the leg. But if the medical doctors, like you have in Nepal, in Kathmandu, this hospital, Apitherapy hospital, you can save all these kind of people. Here is my own case. When I was in the garden some years ago in 2019, I was not careful. I needed to cut some wood, and I used a very dangerous tool. I didn't keep it properly in my hands, and I got the cut here, also here. And I went to the hospital. Of course, they sutured here, they closed it here. And you see here in 30 days, so this was October 30, less than 1 month, the wound was healed here and bandage. And then you see here later on, it's almost no scar at all. But unfortunately, I lost this part of my bone, of my thumb. Here is another example of a child which was having burn on both hands. He was having burns, and he was treated with honey and propolis. And you see that the healing was complete, 100% healing. If you look carefully on this image, you see the skin, it's destroyed here very, very deep. Normally on this area, it should have come a very big scar, but the child was having nothing. So here it's nothing at all. And the healing was, as I said, complete. The secret on this kind of treatment of burns, write down, this is very, very important. You need, after you cool down the tissue with water, running water, immediately after the burn, room temperature water, like you keep it like 5 minutes, running water on the skin, on the area where is the burn. And then you must come with big amounts of honey, and ideally honey and some propolis inside, like 3 to 5% propolis extract inside. And then if you give a big amount of honey and propolis here, they will block the oxidation, they will block the free radicals, and then you need to come with a lot of bandage, a lot of bandage around to block the penetration of oxygen from outside. Because like in this position here, the oxygen from the room is still like burning the tissue. Remember that the wood, when it's a flame, it's fire. As long as there is oxygen around, the burn will continue. Same is with our tissues, our skin. If we do not block quickly the penetration of oxygen from outside, the burn will continue to make damages. Okay, so this is a technical secret I learned from Chinese people, Chinese experts in 1995 when I was in Toronto in Canada. And since then, I recommend to all the people to use this secret. So honey, propolis, plus a lot of bandage. Okay, here is another use of propolis in dentistry, because in dentistry, there are many microbes in the mouth, and these microbes may eat the gums here. And you see, like when the children are drinking too much Coca-Cola. And by the way, when I was last time in Nepal, deep in the mountains, I saw even in small villages, shops with all kind of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, chips, all kind of these chemical things which are very, very bad for the health. They should be destroyed, these shops. They should be burned and replaced with natural food, with natural ingredients, with natural remedies. Okay, so here propolis can block the advancement of this disease. Propolis can block the gingivitis, the periodontitis, and even can help regenerate the bone when it's applied properly. Because as you see here in my image here, if you take propolis here, propolis will glue to the teeth for a couple of days and will protect also the gums. So this is very good because the bacteria, the rest of bacteria which are in the mouth, will not be able to attack anymore the gums because they are protected by propolis. And here is one very famous doctor from Uruguay, Rafael Felitti from Montevideo. He's one of the best in the world in using propolis in dentistry. Like you see here, here is a bone, and here is injecting in the tooth. Sorry, he's injecting propolis, and against bacteria, and also to help the healing of the bone. And you see here, when somebody has abscess, has bacteria at the root of the tooth, these bacteria eat the bone step by step. Yeah, here is like pus. It gives pain, it gives inflammation, can give fever, and even can kill the patient because sometimes this bacteria can go to the brain, and then it's very, very dangerous. So the normal dentist, they will open here, they make a channel, they make a conduct, a channel, or a canal if you want, and then they they suck out the pus, the infection, they wash it with water, with saline solution, with various solutions. But the dentist which knows apitherapy, before they close the channel, they inject here propolis. Some inject propolis and honey. Some add also some essential oils, like in aromatherapy. So by the way, you can create a new product for especially for this problem, a combination of honey, propolis, and some essential oils, which can be used in such situations. Here is another example from Bulgaria, a patient having this gangrene on the skin, and a couple of months the skin was completely regenerated with propolis. Here is again myself as a patient. In 2015, I was having an accident, and I've got many ribs here broken, and I used honey and propolis and also bee venom to heal faster. Here is another case in Romania with a patient with gangrene. You see this black part, gangrene. Normally, in such a situation, or like here, the doctors will say, okay, we must amputate. We must cut not only the fingers here, the toes, but the whole foot. But we used honey, propolis, and thyme oil. And you see, in less than 3 months, because it was like beginning of February, March, and April until 18. So less than 3 months, this part of the foot was healed. Here, another way of using propolis, it's on the mask here. Remember, during COVID-19, we were forced to use the mask. They were good for some situations. And one lady, this lady from Ecuador, she came with the idea to put propolis on the mask. So it will be interesting. All the surgeons which are operating, they can have the normal mask, their surgical mask, but they can put some propolis inside the mask to have not only the physical protection against the bacteria from the air, but also the protection from propolis. The best technique to do this, you need to blow air through the nose, but you block the elimination of the air because you block the nose here, and you try to exhale. This maneuver is made also by the divers before they go deeper in the water, and this kind of maneuver makes the lungs to inflate, and thus the propolis, which is taken then put on the nose or inhaled or through nebulization, goes deeper into the lungs. Okay, here it's the propolis role in the beehive air therapy. All the parts of the beehive have aromas. You see here beehive air, like every single component has some essential oils. Bee venom has some smell, pollen, especially the fresh one, has smell, bee bread, honey, and so on. And you can use it with like this kind of house. And by the way, you can have such like hundreds of such houses in Nepal, and also you can expand to India. And you put inside these special beehives, and then you have the devices for beehive air therapy. Okay, contraindications of propolis, very few contraindications, like allergy intolerance, and some of them here too, like organ transplantation. People having low blood pressure with propolis, the blood pressure may go a bit down, so you must be cautious for these people. And also people taking medication against coagulation. Propolis and all the bee products, they make the blood thinner, which is very good for the health. But when the patient takes also some thinners, like chemical drugs to thin the blood, it may be too much. So attention when you give propolis together with other medication. Administration ways, all kinds of administration under the tongue, like you see here, swallowing, keep it in the mouth, on the skin as a cream, suppositories, not only for the babies, but also for the adults, inhalations, aerosols, nebulization, and even in some countries, like in China, in some cities, some hospitals, they do even intravenous injection of propolis and also honey. What is the best dose for propolis? This is a big question because it is difficult to decide what is the best dose depending on the disease. And I made this graphic, which is valid for all kind of diseases, and is valid for all bee products and even for all remedies. So you have here the quantity, here is the time. So you give a bee product, can be honey or propolis or royal jelly or apilarnil or bee pollen. First day you make an allergy test or a tolerance test. And then you increase gradually, and you look to the face of the patient. You look to the symptoms of the patient. If the patient has less and less depression, he understands why he was ill, why he became ill, and he understands what he or she needs to do, then he has less and less question marks. And then from the depression and crying, they go to smile. When they arrive the smiling time, it means that you reach the best healing dose, the best amount of the bee product. And in this situation, you should stay on this dose, more or less at this level, until the medical doctor specialized on that disease. For example, it's a problem in the mouth, the dentist will be the best doctor. If it's the problem in the lung specialist will be the best doctor. So when this doctor says, okay, disease is gone, disease is healed, you can decrease the dose of the bee product, the quantity, you can decrease the quantity, but ideal is not to go to zero, like in the case of antibiotics or chemical drugs, cortisone and so on, because we can use the bee products to prevent that the disease comes back. And this is beautiful because with the chemical drugs, you cannot keep it all your lifetime, chemical drugs, because they are very bad, especially in large doses for the liver, for the rest of the body. But the bee products we can use like foods, or like it is also another word, nutraceutical, like a nutrient, which is in the same time pharmaceutical remedy. Honey is food, propolis is like microfood, like it has mineral salts, it has flavonoids, it has good substances. And also royal jelly, of course, it's a good food, bee bread, bee pollen, excellent foods, yeah? And keep in mind that you can continue with this kind of preventative doses. In case of an acute situation, like here was mainly for chronic diseases, like for several weeks or months, but when it's an acute disease like a burn, you can go quickly with the dose because it's a very dangerous situation. The patient may die because of this burn or because of the infection or something. So in this situation, you increase much faster the dose. Administration, it's to reach as many as possible cells in the body. So the principle is to use all anatomical ways or doors or windows of the body. So we use it through the nose, through the mouth, through the skin, even there are air drops, even preparations for the ears, eye drops here and here, ear drops. So we use practically all entrances in the body to reach a faster healing. You see here some of the forms of propolis, like solids propolis, raw propolis, powder from raw propolis, granules, or you make butter propolis extract. This is a Russian recipe against tuberculosis. Propolis tablets, bonbons, capsules, microencapsulated propolis extract, and so on. So there are many, many forms. And you can use also in form of chewing gum, like chewing gum with propolis, and you can use some like beeswax. It's like a natural chewing gum. And the beekeepers, when they do honey centrifugation, they take a special honey which is on top of the honeycomb. They call this uncapping wax or capping wax. And this can be like a natural chewing gum with some propolis. There are also toothpastes with propolis, water extract, tincture, mostly used. And also you can make all kind of combination with raw propolis, pollen, polyaginosids, and so on. Here is an example of using propolis for the pharynx when the virus comes here, like it was in the case of COVID-19, or colds or pharyngitis. So we use propolis as a mouth spray or throat spray, ideally with some honey too. So you can, in your laboratory, you can have, let's say, 1,000 such bottles, and then you put inside honey and propolis extract, especially for this area of the body, and you need this special device here. And if the disease is deeper in the trachea, of course, you need to inhale, like in the case of dry cough. And then you need to do something deeper. Here is an explanation about the fact that these cells called cilia, these are cilia from these special cells, they push up from the lungs the dust, or like the smoke in the case of smokers, or the pollutants from the street, like in Kathmandu, where are so many motorbikes. So this dust or smoke or pollutant particles, normally they go deeper and deeper into the lungs, and the lungs then they get cancer and bronchitis and many other diseases. Now, what is interesting, these cells which are cleaning the lungs of these particles, they are pushing up these particles, they need energy, they need nutrients, they need vitamins, they need minerals, they need antioxidants, they need water. So that's why when we inhale in the lungs mixture of honey and propolis, we can help these cells directly. And you see here one of this method. It's called nebulization. Every single pharmacy in Nepal, it has such nebulizer, or can order a nebulizer. And then in this nebulizer, you put here honey, you put propolis, you put saline solution, and then the child or the adult can inhale it. Yeah. And because of this humidity from here, and propolis, which is antibacterial, and honey, which gives energy to these cells to clean the lungs, the results are sometimes spectacular. And also with the help of pharmacists, we can make propolis suppositories or ovules for the ladies. It's another kind of preparation. Now, heat plus propolis, propolizer devices. And I show you here such devices. Like this one is made in Italy. It's called Propolair. And it's based on the fact that with this electrical part, you can heat the propolis. And the propolis becomes liquid. And becoming liquid because it's heated to about 90 degrees Celsius, then propolis will emit vapors, propolis vapors, like aerosols, much easier, like you see, like here, like a smoke, if you want. And this goes into the room. If you put it in your bedroom, and you have a pneumonia or bronchitis or asthma or hay fever, and you keep it as close as possible to your nose, like you put it here on this table, and you sleep here as close as possible. And then you can get this protection from propolis. Also, like here in the living room, you can also have this kind of devices. Another device which will come soon in September this year from Italy, they'll have this special device for the cars. And now they have it for this special like USB stick, USB connection. And it's based on the same principle. The extraordinary thing is that your car, when you travel in Kathmandu or Pokhara or some other polluted cities, your car becomes like a proper sauna, if you want it, because you close the windows, you activate this device, and the propolis will clean the air inside the car, and practically it will help the driver to have better breathing, more oxygen, and practically the car becomes like a mobile apitherapy unit. It's like a mini hospital. You invite the customer in your car and you make a travel from Kathmandu to Pokhara, for example, and at the end of the trip, the patient will be healed of his bronchitis or cold, or even improved of asthma. In Slovenia, of course, everybody, when they hear about a great idea like from Italians, the Slovenians said, oh, we can do it better. And they invented another device. And the advantage of this device is based on the same principle of heat, electrical heat, but the difference is that they can put here much more propolis. So the quantity of propolis here can be like 10 grams. So it's like 10 times bigger at least than the Italian ones. But the disadvantage is that for the normal user, they don't have access to raw propolis. But you can import this device from Slovenia, and you make contracts with the beekeepers in Nepal and also in India, and then you get hundreds of kilograms of raw propolis. And then you can sell the device to the customer, to your distributors, to the final users. So you sell the device plus raw propolis, and then you teach them how to do it. It has also the option with the tube here in case of very severe breathing disorders, asthma, bronchitis, or bronchopneumopathy, chronic obstructive lungs, and you can get excellent results. And again, with this one, you can also keep 1 or 2 devices or 3 devices in the living room or in the bedroom. In Italy, they use this kind of system in the kindergarten, where the children, especially the young ones, they get all kind of infections and cold and flu. And in the kindergarten, where it was propolis inside, the children did not do these infections in comparison with the other children. By the way, for you in Nepal, it would be very good to go with such devices to all kindergartens. So you speak first with the Ministry of Education. You can get scientific data. I can send you scientific data about this propolis for the children. And then you can, once they will put it in the kindergarten, they will get very soon, like a couple of weeks, they get these good results. So you can do also good business, but also help thousands of children. Here is another a bit crazy idea from Russia. One guy put in a room, a treatment room, like a Apitherapy clinical. He put here I don't believe it's 100, but at least 30 propolis traps. This brown thing here are propolis collectors, which are put on the beehive. So they emit a wonderful, wonderful perfume. So this guy didn't have this kind of devices from Slovenia or Italy, but he was having this propolis collectors, and of course he put here on the roof. But ideally it would be to be lateral or even down in the corners, because the heat goes from down to up, not from up to down. So the patient are staying here, they are not floating here in the air. But as an idea, it's interesting. Propolis suppositories, I told you, intrarectal, injections too, external administration like eye drops can be used too. For the skin, there are all kinds of creams we can use. Some companies, they are selling propolis in soap form, but in my opinion, it's a pity to lose the propolis into the soaps. It's better just to use normal soaps, and then you can apply a propolis tincture or propolis cream. External administration, so with the physiotherapy like iontophoresis or electroenphonophoresis, like for arthritis in the hands. And then all kind of mixtures with honey, with essential oils, with garlic, with medicinal plants. There are hundreds of possible combinations. Okay. Sublingual here. Here you see a propolis soft extract, very concentrated. Okay. Then with propolis creams, we can make even some massage. Okay. Then here's another product from Turkey with a certain an interesting kind of administration. It's extract of propolis, started from tincture. They eliminate the alcohol. Then they made it like water propolis extract, and also can reach all the cells in the body. Okay, so we can treat all the cells in the body if we respect all these rules. And if we help the immune system with all the other organs, like we help with honeybee products and food and good lifestyle, all the organs in the body. and then we can have a lot of good results. We are much better than antibiotics because the antibiotic or antiviral, they are using only one molecule. But in Propolis, we have hundreds of different molecules. One molecule here thousands of molecules, or even hundreds, okay? So we are much better than the pharma industry. And here is a kind of a small joke, like if the bacteria would be like a terrorist, like this one, terrorist in our microscopical world inside our body, would you fight against this terrorist with only one weapon, only one molecule, only one antibiotic? Like, will you use only an arch like this one against these terrorists, which are very, very strong? Of course, it's laughable. But unfortunately, the pharma industry is continuing to promote the antibiotics without promoting the natural remedies. It's good to have antibiotics in some infections which responds to the antibiotic, no doubt about that, in the hospitals, but should be used together with propolis, not alone. And there are studies which shows that when you combine both antibiotics and propolis, the results are much better. And it's here is like in the army, when you have a conflict, now the army is using all kinds of weapons, submarines, navy, soldiers, helicopters, tanks, airplanes against these terrorists. Not only one weapon. Pharma industry is using only one weapon with only one antibiotic. We are using much, much more against them because we have all these groups of substances which are attacking the bacteria, the viruses through many different mechanisms. That's why the bees are surviving on our planet for millions of years, because millions of years they have been attacked by bacteria, by viruses, and they survived. Okay, then this schema you have the properties of propolis, some of the properties of propolis radiating from them, anti-inflammatory, diuretic, physical barrier, and so on. So in order to obtain fast and good results, we need to ensure these conditions: perfect quality, like you import or you buy raw propolis only of very, very good quality, and you demand good quality before you pay. And then the quality and quantity must be in balance. And then you make very good preparations, all kind of preparations. And then you administer through as many as possible anatomical ways. Yeah, this is a big secret in apitherapy. Do not administer only suppositories or only sublingual. Use as many as possible where is needed. Like in the case of propolis, you can use propolis extract and honey to inhale. And this is a very fast way to treat diseases. And at the right time, like the right frequency of administration, until complete cure or clear improvement. So don't use the propolis 1-2 days and then quit. You need to use it until complete cure or complete clear improvement. Yeah. Final conclusion here, it's the D'Artagnan principle. It was a French Roman about this, which said that everyone should fight for the other ones in order to obtain health, vitality, beauty, and longevity. Okay, so this was the PowerPoint on the propolis and the other one. And if you have any questions for me before I explain you about how to prevent allergies, and allow me to take some water to drink.
Thank you, Dr. Stefan, for this wonderful session and sharing unique features and the miracle opportunity about these API products, Beehive products. यति बेला Dr. Stefanले हामीलाई अत्यन्तै महत्त्वपूर्ण आइडियाहरू सेयर गर्नुभएको छ, इन्फर्म गर्नुभएको छ र हामी सबैले उहाँलाई एकपटक डिजिटल तालीको साथमा रियाक्ट गर्नेछौँ। प्लिज यहाँहरू सबैले स्क्रिनमा र सँगसँगै अहिलेको यो सेसनमा उहाँले
Congratulations on this.
केही प्रश्न एवं जिज्ञासाहरू रहेको खण्डमा यहाँहरूले सोध्न सक्नुहुनेछ भनेर अहिलेको यो सेसन एन्ड गर्नुभएको छ। प्लिज यहाँहरू सबैले राख्न सक्नुहुनेछ। डाक्टर एचआर पौडेल हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँले ट्रान्सलेट गर्दै यहाँको प्रश्न उहाँसम्म पुर्याउनुहुनेछ। Very, very thank you again, Dr. Stefan, for this wonderful session and sharing about this products, Propolis, and all the bee products. Thank you very much from Nepal and all the team from Uton International Company. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Okay. Any questions? You can write the questions in the chat, maybe, or somebody can translate me in English the question.
Yes, sir.
केही प्रश्न एवं जिज्ञासाहरू रहेको खण्डमा राख्न सक्नुहुनेछ। हामी ट्रान्सलेट गरेर उहाँसम्म यहाँको क्वेसनलाई पुर्याउनेछौँ। डाक्टर एचआर पौडेल हामीसँग अलरेडी हुनुहुन्छ। प्लिज क्वेसन एन्ड एन्सर राउन्ड।
Excuse me, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor, for your information. जुन तपाईले इन्फर्मेसन दिनुभयो, जुन चाहिँ यो प्रयोग गरेर कन्ट्राइन्डिकेसन भयो अथवा चाहिँ जो प्रयोग गर्न नहुने थियो तिनीहरूले प्रयोग गरे भने त्यसको चाहिँ अर्को चाहिँ नेक्स्ट ट्रिटमेन्ट चाहिँ के छ त्यसको बारेमा नि थोरै जानकारी पाउनु भए अझै राम्रो हुने थियो कि।
Doctor, what is solving for contraindication? Contraindication.
Okay, good. So the solution is the main problem in apitherapy is possible allergy. Allergy to propolis, allergy to pollen, to bee bread, royal jelly, and so on. But the allergy comes strong if you give too much of a product. Like if you give too much propolis, then the allergy is very big. But if you give very small amount, then the allergic reaction is small. So the patient will have some itch, some pain, some disturbance, but it will not be severe if you start very small. Like from propolis tincture, you start with one drop of the propolis tincture, and you put here on the skin, and you check for the reaction. So the ideal is to make the allergy tests on the skin, under the tongue, here in the mouth.
Yeah.
And after each of them, you wait like 1 hour. And if it's no problem on the skin, no problem on the tongue, on the mouth, then you can swallow the honey, the royal jelly, the tincture, and so on. And you also small amount to check how the stomach reacts. Because some people may have stomach pain, big stomach pain. Like allergic reaction is not here, is not in the mouth, but it's in the stomach. That's why if you take small amount, the pain in the stomach will be small. If you take big amount, the pain in the stomach will be big. You understand? So this is the general rule. And this is for all bee products. Okay? Now, if there is an allergy which is stubborn, you cannot get rid of it with normal things, the customer should go to the allergy specialist, and the allergy specialist, which knows Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, apitherapy, aromatherapy, phytotherapy, and so on, they may balance these immune system reactions, and they can reduce the aggressivity. But if it's a real allergy, it's a long time. If it's a pollen allergy in the nose, the best treatment is Beehive air. Remember that device from Germany, Austria? Inhaling the Beehive air, which has very, very, very small amounts of pollen, and taking through the nose very, very, very small amount of pollen. It makes what the doctors are saying, desensitization. It's like a vaccine which reduces the allergic reaction to the pollen.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Good. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you
Okay.
too for the question.
Let me explain in Nepali.
Yes.
कन्ट्राइन्डिकेसनको लागि अथवा एलर्जीको लागि चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन हामीले आफूले आफूलाई टेस्ट गर्ने कुरा चाहिँ उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने विशेष गरी प्रोपोलिस यदि एलर्जी छ अथवा हनी एलर्जी छ त्यस्तो एलर्जी छ भने चाहिँ हामीले नदिइराखेको अवस्था थियो होइन। अनि यो टेस्ट गर्न चाहिँ हामीले स्किनमा एक थोपा राखेर उसको स्किनमा एलर्जी छ कि छैन हामीले स्किनमा हेर्न सक्ने रहेछौँ। जब हामी टङमा राख्छौँ
पेनिसिलिन
होइन,
टेस्ट गरेको जस्तो हजुर
टङमा
पेनिसिलिन
राख्छौँ अनि
टेस्ट गरेको जस्तो हजुर
हजुर टङमा राख्छौँ अनि टङमा पनि एलर्जी छ कि छैन भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ थाहा हुने रहेछ। यदि त्यसो गर्दाखेरि पनि एलर्जी देखियो भने चाहिँ स्टोमकमा एलर्जी छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ थाहा हुने रहेछ होइन। अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ यदि त्यस्तो हो भने स्मल एमाउन्ट भनेको सानो सानो थोरै थोपाबाट स्टार्ट गर्ने अनि त्यसरी स्टार्ट गरिसकेपछि उहाँलाई सुट हुँदै गयो भने चाहिँ यो कुरा चाहिँ अगाडि बढाउने होइन। नभएदेखि चाहिँ हामीले त्यो इन्हेलरबाट जुन हामी डक्टरकोमा गएर त्यो बाफ लिन्छौँ नि, बाफ लिने भन्छ, कोल्ड भयो कफ भयो भने बाफ लिने। अनि त्यो यो पनि सुट भएन भनौँ न, स्टोमकमा दिँदाखेरि पनि सुट भएन भने चाहिँ त्यो बाफबाट पनि हामीले चाहिँ उहाँलाई प्रोपोलिसको बाफबाट पनि हामीले उहाँलाई चाहिँ दिन सक्ने रहेछौँ है एलर्जीको लागि। ओके सर, गेट इट आन्सर? थ्याङ्क यू।
मैले राखौँ है त सर। थ्याङ्क यू डक्टर एन्ड नमस्ते। Infertility in male in case of low sperm count, we are use only royal jelly, Propolis, on bee pollen, bee royal jelly, and bee bread. We are not recommended for Propolis. We are wrong or right, doctor?
For infertility in women or in men?
Low sperm count in male. Low sperm count.
Man, sir, man.
Men.
Men.
Infertility
Men.
in men. Okay.
Low sperm count, man.
Low sperm count. Okay. Okay. So there are several things that are needed to be done. First of all, the nutrition should be not with dairy products from cow, milk, cheese, anything from cow. Not anymore. You replace the milk from cow with milk from goats, yeah? First thing. And in the milk from goat, you need to add honey and pollen and some royal jelly, some propolis. But honey and pollen will be very good. Second thing, the male, the patient should have no contact with chemicals, like sprays, aftershave, clothes which are with chemicals, no shampoos very short, and no microplastics. You heard about microplastics? Like there are a lot of plastics which goes micro, and they go even to the testicles. So when you buy the food, don't buy food which is in plastic like this, because you get also the plastic in the body. Okay. Then sugar is very, very bad for the testicles. All sweets with sugar, bonbons, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, McDonald's, chocolates with sugar, anything which is with sugar attacks the testicles. Okay, so sugar must be replaced by honey. Okay, what honey? Ideally honey which is darker in color, like from the mountains, from the forests, because darker the honey, more minerals and more polyphenols, and this helps the fertility. Okay, then instead of meat from from pork or even from chicken, because if the chicken is raised industrially, they inject antibiotics. And the antibiotics in the chicken meat, the antibiotics destroys the good flora in our large intestine, the microbiome. It's affected by antibiotic, okay? And then the microbiome helps the immune system, and the immune system helps the testicles and all the body. So it's an indirect effect, yeah? So instead of antibiotics, you tell to the person to use propolis, as much as possible propolis, to keep the bacteria under control, and to eat only chicken and fish, which is wild, and no chemicals are coming in the chicken or in the fish. So from the rivers is very good, the fish. Okay, so this is about the nutrition. Then the second part is the man must drink enough warm water, not cold water, because cold water blocks the blood flow. So warm water drinking to have more energy in the body. Then, so enough water until the urine is fluid. It's like whitish, it's like water. Urine is like water, a bit yellow, very bit yellow, and then it doesn't smell bad. If the urine smells bad, it means that the patient has too much ammoniac in the urine, and too much ammoniac means that he's dehydrated. So if he has no water, of course, the testicles cannot function properly, yeah? Okay, so it's then the testicles needs all kind of vitamins and nutrients, and the best nutrients for testicles is from pollen. Pollen or bee bread, fresh frozen. So you need tons of pollen and bee bread for your distributors. So it will be very good to make contracts with the best beekeepers to get pollen. In Romania, for example, Romania it's a small country, but we have production, annual production is over 400 tons of pollen. Yeah, so, and we export to France, to Germany, to many countries, and of course in Romania. So pollen is very, very important. Now, the nutrients in order to come to the genital organs, the blood vessels must be open. If the patient, the customer is smoking, nicotine and gudron makes close the blood vessels. So you can give 1 ton of good remedies, they will not reach the testicles. So they must stop smoking. If they in order to stop smoking, you tell them to inhale propolis through the nose, yeah? Propolis inhalations, propolis nebulization, and acupressure also on the acupuncture points with some bee venom cream, or go to acupuncture or to Ayurveda to quit smoking, yeah? Good. Some other men, they are not smoking, but they are a bit too overweight, too much fat, and then the vertebral column is too heavy, and it presses the nerves which are going to the testicles. So it's like discal hernia, like compression of the bones, yeah? So in this situation, you need to send the customer to osteopathy, to dilate, to stretch the vertebral column. And there are many yoga techniques to do this stretching, because you need to make the nerves free. Okay, and if the blood vessels are free, the nerves are free, but still this area is not functioning very well, it's possible because the microcirculation in the genital area is too poor. And for this one, the best treatment is bee venom, and we have the bee venom cream, Apitherapy, which is very, very famous all over Europe, in Romania. So we can ship to you Apitherapy in large amounts. And then the patient must apply this Apitherapy around the testicles, diluted with your best propolis cream. And then they must stimulate the acupuncture points around to open the blood flow. And if everything I told you is not enough, there is another method from Japan, which is with micro bee stings, like micro bee stings on the lower back here, and even around the testicles, on the belly, under the belly button down. So there are special acupuncture points to use bee stings, or like in your hospital, your doctors, they can do bee venom injections. Okay, so bee venom solutions, and we have producers of bee venom injections to do on these points. Okay, so this was a long answer. Please translate now in Nepali.
Okay.
In low sperm count, we can take Propolis orally?
You'll get the answer. So all the bee products you need: propolis, pollen, bee bread, royal jelly, apilarnil, orally, but not only orally, on the other ways too. So wait for the answering for Dr. Paudel.
सर
Thank you.
अरूहरूले पनि बुझ्नुहोस् भनेर म अलिकति नेपालीमा भन्छु ल। खास गरेर चाहिँ हामीले जस्तो यो भनौँ न इन्फर्टिलिटीको लागि अथवा बाजोपनाको लागि पुरुषको कारणले स्पर्म भनेको चाहिँ जुन हाम्रो शुक्रकृत अथवा यो कुराहरू बच्चा हुनको लागि जुन बिउ बिजन पनि भन्छौँ नेपालीमा होइन, त्यो कुराहरू चाहिँ कम भएर चाहिँ काम भइराखेको छैन। अनि यो अवस्थामा चाहिँ हामीले कसरी प्रोपोलिस चाहिँ कसरी दिने भनेर क्वेसन गरिसकेको थियो मयन सरले इङ्ग्लिसमै। इङ्ग्लिसमा गरेको क्वेसन भएर मैले क्वेसन पनि भनेँ। अनि यसको आन्सर चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन हामीले यो कस्तो रहेछ भन्दाखेरि दुग्ध पदार्थहरू, विशेष गरिकन यो इन्फर्टिलिटी चाहिँ बाँझोपन यो कारणले भएको छ, पुरुषको यो कारणले भएको छ भने दुग्ध पदार्थहरू, अनि यो ब्रोइलर चिकनहरू, त्यस पछाडि यो प्लास्टिकमा आउने खानेकुराहरू अथवा बोतलमा आउने खानेकुराहरू, यो खानेकुराहरूबाट चाहिँ तपाईँ अलिकति टाढा बस्नुपर्छ भन्नुपर्ने रहेछ होइन। अनि यो कुराहरू चाहिँ नखाने, जुन जुसमा चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन केमिकल हुने, अनि यो ब्रोइलर चिकनमा चाहिँ एन्टिबायोटिकको पनि प्रयोग गरेको हामीले सुनिराखेका थियौँ। त्यो हुने कारणले यदि त्यो सँगै हामीले प्रोपोलिस यस्तो कुराहरू भनौँ न एपी प्रडक्ट अथवा मौरीजन्य आहार दिएका छौँ भने काम चाहिँ नहुन सक्ने अवस्था पनि हुँदो रहेछ। तर हामीले यो कुराहरूको पनि सुझाव दिएको छौँ भने काम चाहिँ बिस्तारी हुने रहेछ। तर चाहिँ अब त्यो कति कुराहरू चाहिँ उहाँले के बताउनु भयो भने यदि त्यसमा चाहिँ ब्लकेजहरू छ होइन, ब्लकेजहरू छ, त्यो ब्लकेजको कारणले पनि स्पर्म काउन्ट चाहिँ राम्रोसँग आइरहेको अथवा स्पर्म चाहिँ आइरहेको छैन भने त्यो ब्लकेजलाई खोल्नको लागि चाहिँ प्रोपोलिसबाट बनेको क्रिम, हामीले क्रिम चाहिँ टेस्टोस्टेरोन भनेको चाहिँ यो यसमा जुन हाम्रो पुरुष अङ्ग हो त्यसमा चाहिँ हामी राउन्डिङ हामी प्रयोग गर्न सक्ने रहेछौँ। त्यसो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो खुल्ने रहेछ होइन। अर्को चाहिँ हामीले विशेष गरिकन हजुरले बिचमा ऊ नगरिदिनुहोस्, सिस्टर कसैले म्युट गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ प्लिज। ओके, अनि सर म्युट भइसक्यो। अनि त्यस पछाडि उहाँले जसलाई चाहिँ यो हामी गरिराखेका छौँ होइन प्रोपोलिस पनि दिने, तर विशेष गरेर हामीले जोड दिनुपर्ने चाहिँ बी पोलेनमा। बी पोलेन चाहिँ अलि राम्रोसँग उहाँलाई खुवाउनु पर्ने रहेछ। बी पोलेन यसरी राम्रोसँग हामीले दियौँ भने यो जुन पदार्थ बन्नुपर्ने हो, जुन शुक्रकृत बन्नुपर्ने हो अथवा स्पर्म बन्नुपर्ने हो, त्यो बी पोलेनले चाहिँ अलिक चाँडो यो गर्दो रहेछ। हुन त हामीले अब नेपालमा एपिथेरापी अथवा मौरीजन्य आहार युटर्न मार्फत चाहिँ हामीले यही नै गर्दै आएको हौँ। तर अलिकति मान्छेहरूको कुरा चाहिँ के थियो भने प्रोपोलिसले पनि हिट गर्न सकिन्छ कि सकिँदैन भने थियो, तर हिट गर्ने चाहिँ केले रहेछ, पोलेनले, बी पोलेनले नै रहेछ है। अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ उहाँले के बताउनु भयो भने यो मात्रै गरेर हुँदैन, उहाँले प्योर वाटर, पानी चाहिँ प्योर पानी चाहिँ प्रशस्त पिउनुपर्छ। अनि उहाँको पिसाब चाहिँ एकदमै क्लिन, पानी जस्तै क्लिन भयो भने अनि बल्ल चाहिँ यो काम चाहिँ यो हुन्छ, यो काम हुन आउँछ। यसकारण प्लेन्टी अफ प्योर वाटर भन्नुभयो उहाँले, एकदम शुद्ध पानी चाहिँ राम्रोसँग उहाँलाई चाहिँ पिउने सल्लाह दिनुपर्छ है। अनि अब यदि यो कुराहरूले बिपोलेनले यसले भएन भने हामी स्टिमबाट पनि लिन सक्छौँ, इनहेलरबाट पनि लिन सक्छौँ होइन। उहाँलाई अरू किसिमको त्यस्तो एलर्जीहरू पनि देखा पर्यो भने त्यसबाट पनि हामी लिन सक्छौँ। यो गऱ्यौँ भने चाहिँ यो समस्याबाट हामीले उहाँलाई चाहिँ बच्चा हुन सक्ने बनाउन सक्छौँ। त्यसको चाहिँ सबै फर्मेट हामीसँग छ, क्रिमहरू पनि हामीसँग छ। यदि त्यहाँनिर क्रिम चाहिँ राम्रो एभाइलेबल भइराखेको छैन भने हामी रोमानियाबाट पनि हामी यो कुरा चाहिँ पठाउन सक्छौँ। हामीसँग प्रशस्तै छ भनेर उहाँले चाहिँ यो एउटा चाहिँ हामीलाई राम्रो कुरा पनि पस्किनु भएको छ। You got answer, sir? Okay.
Yes.
Sir, go ahead, doctor.
Okay. Very good. Because we spoke about Beehive Air and Beehive Air therapy, which is very, very good business for you in the future. And it's also very helping. I would like to show you some slides from Romania, Germany, Spain about the best devices. And I will speak with Mr. Balaram Subedi for the best such devices to import. Yes? But first, to have a better idea, what is this Beehive Air therapy? So let me open this. And then we come back to the questions. Okay, so let me know if you see this new screen. You see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's everything from the Beehive, which is smelling, aromatic, and even like this one, passive. You can smell for what is inside. I told you that all the bee products, they give some aroma, and you can inhale it. And here is one example from Russia in 1920. Like here are the beehives, and here is the sleeping room. So it is also possible, but you need to have this wall open to have the aroma from the bees coming here. The people which are doing industrial beekeeping, they go with these big trucks from place to place. Maybe in Nepal there are also such people. When they sleep inside this truck, they have a better breathing. They breathe better. It was one guy who was healed about this one and about this method. And in 1987 in Austria, this family Hüttner, they came with the idea to create special devices for Beehive Air. They have many possible uses of it. And basically, like his system in Austria was to have a tube here, and you just inhale the air from the beehive. And here is no ventilation, just a filter to not allow the bees to come here. Yeah. And you have the shim also like this. So the good substances from the beehive, including a bit higher concentration of carbon dioxide, helps the lungs to breathe better. Okay, so you see other images here, like in a bee house with 6 beehives. It can be with more beehives if you want, if you have a bigger house, but people coming every day for the treatment. Okay, so here is another idea. The beehives which have inside many small channels, like here, the bees are putting more propolis. When the inside of the hive is flat, like here, it's nice, good looking for our eyes. It's a good design, we love it. But the bees, they cannot put here propolis so well. They put in between. So that's why it's good to have many such channels like here to get more propolis inside the beehive, because more propolis means more volatiles. Like you see here, a lot of propolis. Big attention, the beekeepers who are offering this system, the bees must be very healthy. Sometimes the bees, they may have diarrhea. So if you look carefully here, it's the like diarrhea caused by a special bacteria, which is called nosema. So the bees must be very healthy for beehive air therapy. So the beekeeper must check the colonies every day before inviting the customers. This is a propolis trap. This is one system, old system, which is not good because you stay on the beehives and it's not good for the bees. This is the best position here. Like you stay near the beehive and you inhale the beehive air so you don't disturb the bees. You are like a big elephant. So if you stay like an elephant on top of the delicate bees, this is not good for them. Like here, it's an elephant lady. It looks nice, touristical, but it's not respectful for the bees. Beehive air is very good for this. This is hay fever. when it's inflammation in the nose, in the sinuses, and there are many allergic rhinitis. Beehive Air can help a lot on this one, but also for tracheitis, for coughing, for bronchitis, for asthma, for even for pneumonia and bronchopneumopathy, chronic obstructive. It's a special, very difficult disease. And even in emphysema can help the breathing of the rest of the lungs. So, and you see here some other images. This guy, Hans Musch, was one of the first ones, very active on this area. And by the way, he is like winning like every summer about 100,000 euro for this therapy, which he's giving to the customers. And you see again photos. This thing here, it's okay for beekeepers, but for the normal customers, they must be protected against possible bee stings. So this is not for a regular person. Regular person which may have bee venom allergy, of course, should not use this one because it's outside and they may get stung by the bees. And here is one model with the beehive inside. But when the beehive is inside the room, it can cause many problems because the bees, when you open the beehive to check if the bees are healthy, the bees will fly in the room. When they fly in the room, sometimes they make caca on the walls and they hide, and it's very bad. But if the beehive is outside, like you see here, very safe inside, beehive is outside, and you have a hole into the wall, and you connect the tube with the beehive. The bees are happy outside, the patient is happy inside. So this is the best method I recommend to you. Again, there is this system with the beehive, these devices inside, but again, it's problem practically because the bees may hide inside, so it's difficult work. It's looking good for apitourism, like you can sleep near the bees, near the queens, but you need a special system to push the beehives outside to work on them. Here is in Ukraine. Another for demonstrations. When you do practical demonstration for the general public, it's good to have such demonstration. And also when you use Beehive Air, you recommend Beehive Air, you sell all other bee products because the people which are taking Beehive Air aerosols, they need also propolis and honey and the rest. Okay, so you can add on top of this heat, like this device here, you have the frames and here some heat system. And here it's another method from Romania with this pyramid from this engineer, Martinescu, or you can put on top of the beehive some other layers to add aromatic oils or some other substances which are smelling nice. You need to propolize the inside of this box. So this is another passive way. You have the beehive here below, and then you put like a hat is this one, and the warm air will go through this through the upper side. It will go up here, and then you can get inhaled to the patient. If you can make like a pyramid shape, this is also very good because you may get the energetical effect of the pyramid. And then the Bicura system with this special bee house. The inventor was this gentleman, Jürgen Schmidgen. And you see this is the most advanced system in Germany. It's expensive, but it's a medical device. It is accepted in Germany as medical device. And this is one I recommend you to get. And also, there is another system, very good and cheaper than the German one. It's made in Barcelona, near Barcelona. You see these two houses, and you can ask some people to build such houses. This one is for relaxation, for sleeping near the bees, and here is for Beehive Air therapy. It looks like this inside. You have the chairs. Here are the beehives. And here is the device. This one is the best in the world now. because it has this panel here. You can see the temperature of the air, the humidity, the level of carbon dioxide, and even volatile component when you put it on top of the beehive. So this is very, very clever. Okay, then you need to plant around your apitherapy center, your bee house, as many as possible aromatic plants. And there are such aromatic plants which you can put around. Some more theory here, but I stop because I believe it's enough. And I can send you also this PowerPoint. I'm writing down PowerPoints to send. So behavior therapy, Propolis. Okay, good. Now, any questions? Any other questions?
This one explain it. विशेष गरिकन म छोटकरीमा भन्छु उहाँले के भन्नुभयो भने विश्वका विशेष गरिकन युरोपियन देशहरूमा यहाँहरूले हजुरहरूले देख्नुभयो होइन नेपालमा हामीले यो अक्सिजनका सिलिन्डरहरू कुदाइरहेको अनि घर घरमा यो आर्टिफिसियल अक्सिजन जुन चाहिँ इलेक्ट्रिसिटीबाट हुन्छ होइन अथवा अक्सिजनका सिलिन्डरहरू घर घरमा राखेको धेरै प्रब्लम त्यो सिओपिडीको प्रब्लम अक्सिजन कमी भएर चाहिँ अक्सिजनका सिलिन्डरहरूबाट अक्सिजन लिएर त्यो मेन्टेन गरेको अनि बाथरुम जाँदाखेरि पनि पाइप यसो झुन्नाएर गएको हामीले धेरै देखेका छौँ त्यसको लागि रोयल जेलीले प्रोपोलिसले बिपोलेनले जसरी अलिकति हेल्प गरिरहेको थियो तर अहिले त एकदम लेटेस्ट यो एयर थेरापी है यो चाहिँ मौरीको घारबाट पनि त्यो लिन सकिने रहेछ बाहिर एउटा घार राखेर अनि भित्र त्यस्तो खालको अक्सिजनको कसैलाई कमी भएको छ अथवा त्यो किसिमका श्वास प्रश्वास सम्बन्धीका कुनै प्रब्लमहरू त्यस्तो किसिमको छ भने हामीले यो कुरा चाहिँ युज गर्न सक्ने रहेछौँ अनि उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो चेयरम्यान साहब जो बलराम सुवेदीले अब यो टेक्नोलोजी पनि युटर्न मार्फत अथवा एपी नेचर केयर हस्पिटल मार्फत यो चाहिँ भित्राउनु हुनेछ नेपालमा अनि नेपालमा पनि यसको सुविधा चाहिँ हामीले पाउनेछौँ किनकि यो चाहिँ अलिकति बिग अलि ठुलो स्केलमा चाहिँ हुने गर्छ अनि यो सम्भ्रान्त परिवारमा पनि अत्यन्तै चाहिएको कुरा हो किनकि यसले चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन यो श्वास प्रश्वासबाट हुने अथवा अक्सिजनको कमीबाट हुने जति पनि समस्याहरू छ त्यो समस्यामा एकदमै गुड राम्रो चाहिँ इम्प्याक्ट पारिरहेको छ गुड रिजल्टहरू दिइरहेको छ अनि यसरी चाहिँ युरोपमा अब अमेरिकामा अरू देशहरूमा विकसित देशमा चाहिँ अक्सिजनको विकल्प पनि यो चाहिँ एयर थेरापीबाट चाहिँ भइरहेको छ अनि यो कुरा चाहिँ हामी नेपालमा पनि अब युटर्न मार्फत एपी नेचर केयर हस्पिटल मार्फत चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले यो सेवा चाहिँ पाउनुहुन्छ म यो सबै स्लाइडहरू चाहिँ म पठाउँछु अनि तपाईँहरू चाहिँ यसको बारेमा राम्रोसँग चाहिँ बुझ्न अध्ययन गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ युटर्न मार्फत यो कुराहरू चाहिँ विश्वमा चाहिँ चलिरहेको छ नेचुरली भन्ने कुराहरू चाहिँ उहाँले राख्नुभयो
Okay, sir, there is a question. Are there any specific respiratory conditions like acute pneumonia or severe lung scarring where beehive air is actually discouraged, like unhealthy for people who are inhaling that, like any discomforts from that?
Okay, so like for any apitherapy treatment, you need to test for allergy or for tolerance. So first session is free of charge. You do not take money, no money, first session. Yeah. It take like 5, 10, 15 minutes. And like 1 in 1 million cases, they may say, oh, I don't like the smell of the beehive. Like 99.99% of them, they will love the smell of the beehive. But anyway, you start with low doses. And because beehive air has antibacterial substances, volatile substances, anytime when our bacteria in the nose, in the sinuses, like infections in the nose, rhinitis, or sinusitis, or problem in the throat here, amygdalitis, pharyngitis, laryngitis, bronchitis, asthma, pneumonia, in all these diseases, you can use also beehive air. Of course, together with all the other products, not only through the nose, you also swallow honey, pollen, propolis, royal jelly, so to have a faster effect. Yeah. So this is the concept, using as many as possible bee products through as many as possible anatomical ways. If you focus only on allergic rhinitis, like in Germany, Austria, France, Spain, all over the world, the healing rate for hay fever, like this pollen allergy, is over 90%. 90%. And you may have in Nepal at least 1 million people suffering from pollen allergy. So imagine you have 1 million customers, which will be happy in 90% of the cases. So it's a very, very good business model. Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
and
Dr. Stefan.
and is there
Uh,
any age limit for Beehive air therapy? Like how do you adjust the flow rate of air for child versus an adult?
I cannot hear you very well. If maybe somebody can.
Okay. Is there any Beehive air therapy? Like how can we adjust the flow rate of the air for child versus an adult?
Sorry. The connection
child
is
to
not good.
doctor, child to adult beehive therapy, how we can apply and how we can measure this problem.
Okay, so for children, there are smaller masks, breathing masks. So when you go to the pharmacy, you say, I want a mask for a child and mask for the adult. Yeah, this is first thing. And usually the children after 3-4 years old, they can already use the Beehive air because it's very, very soft. It's not complicated like with bee venom or some other things. And then you make like 30 minutes is a session, 20-30 minutes. If the child says, oh, it's too long, after 10 minutes you make a break. Then you play with the child, then you come back another 10 minutes. So it's no problem, but they will love it. They will love it, yeah? So, and then
So
it's the
if
number
like
of session is as long as necessary until you get to the cure of that disease. But the results is here. This is the important part because I see in Germany everywhere where I go in. So when the patients, they try everything, all the treatment, antibiotics, cortisone, anti-inflammatory, they go to the hospitals and they try everything and nothing works. And then they come to this Beehive air and in 2 weeks, they breathe like newborn babies. They breathe normally. Okay?
so like if
Okay,
I
Dr.
start feeling
Stefan, I
more
have a
tired,
question.
so if like I have a question, if I start feeling more tired or get a slight headache after starting therapy, is there any sign of allergy or healing crisis there is on my body?
No, for Beehive air, it's no allergy normally. It's 1 or 2 cases all over the world who got some adverse reaction, but these are people which are having all kind of other allergies, like somebody which has allergy to antibiotics, to dust, to hair from the cat, to seafood, to medicines, and so on and so on. These people are oversensitive and they may be sensitive also to Beehive air. So you do not put these people at the beginning for the treatment. Or if it's 1 or 2 allergies, then you can do it. But anyway, you start, as I said, with
Doctor,
more
the
time.
question, doctor, the question is how to do tired and fatigue situation, and we relief
How
relaxation
to,
for
how
the
to
air therapy, fatigue and tiredness.
fatigue when you are tired. Yeah. When
Yeah.
you sleep in the bee house, you get a lot of energy from the bees. A lot of energy from the bees because each bee has aura. Aura, you know the energy field, aura. And in a beehive, you have like 30,000 bees. So their aura, the aura of a beehive is very powerful. So if you stay, you relax as close as possible to a beehive. Here is the beehive. I stay near the beehive. Or the beehive is left and right or above. Then I get this energy, this bio energy from the bees. So most of the people, when they stayed like 30 minutes, 1 hour in the bee house, they are like recharging the battery very fast. So
Okay, Dr. Stefan, I have a question to ask you. This is me, Adil Rai.
yes,
I have a question to ask you that, as you know that so many people are suffering from cancer disease across the world. In this very case, that API product is beneficial for the cancer patients? If yes, which product of API is beneficial for the cancer patients?
okay. Okay, so let me.
Sir, you're muted. Sir, you're
Okay, go
talking
ahead,
but
sir.
Sorry,
Unmute,
I
sir. Unmute,
Doctor,
sir.
my question
Unmute,
is,
sir. Dr. Stefan, sir, unmute.
Yes. Okay. So there are two answers. Medical answer is Beehive Air, all bee products are very good against cancer, to prevent cancer and also to treat cancer. So especially when the treatment is done together with Ayurveda, good nutrition, Chinese medicine, psychotherapy, even oncological treatment. When it's integrative treatment, the bee products may be very helpful. But
the
the
doctor,
legal,
the oncologist doctors don't prescribe the API product for the cancer patients. I have to talk to so many doctors. They are treating the cancer patients. They don't prescribe that
yes,
API products. Sawani products. And they say
yes,
this is not good for the cancer patients.
no. So these doctors which are saying this, they do not have all the information. They don't have the information of the bee products. So they must take the courses with me, with you, come to learn, and they will change their mind. So if they'll have enough, like if they invest 1 hour and if they do research in internet, they'll find hundreds of articles about bee products and cancer. Okay, so there is no doubt about this. If you look to cancer, cancer has many different causes, over 100
Yes.
causes. And you cannot eliminate these causes only with one chemotherapy or with radiotherapy or even with
Yes.
surgery. So you can eliminate some of the causes, but not all of them. So
Yes.
if the doctor knows about apitherapy, cooperate with other doctors, like in Romania, Germany, United States, Japan. There are so many doctors who are prescribing bee products for cancer. They understand. And with the bee products, you can eliminate some of other causes which they cannot eliminate. So they cannot eliminate the low immune system. Low immune system, you cannot eliminate with chemotherapy. You make it worse. You cannot eliminate with radiotherapy. You make it worse. Surgery, also, it's a big stress for the immune system. So we, with propolis, with honey, with pollen, we can increase the immune system. Okay? But because we are so many people here, let me go with you now in internet. Let's go to the one of the largest database in the world. It's called PubMed. And it has like thousands of
Okay,
articles.
doctor, if you are going to the internet, what do you want to ask you? What do you want to get information from that? If this is API product good or the beneficial for the cancer patients, which products can we prescribe or can we recommend it to the
Okay.
cancer patients who are under treatment of having chemotherapy?
Okay. So let me show you first these scientific articles about propolis and cancer in this case. Can you see the screen?
Yes, it is
like
being seen.
molecular and cellular mechanism of propolis and its polyphenol against cancer. And look here, this is result number 2 of 784. So 784 articles which are speaking about propolis and cancer. So
Yes.
it's not 1 or 2 studies, 784. So if we put here another product, bee venom and cancer, search, you have 62 articles. So, and one article like this, it takes 1, 2, 3 years to make such an article with the team, a lot of money. Yeah. So put honey plus cancer, 92 studies. Okay.
Yes.
So it's a lot of scientific data. But I understand because the doctors which are working in a hospital or in a clinic or an office, they are so busy with many other things, with bureaucratic things. You know, the government asks for a lot of papers and documents, and they don't have time to
Yes.
read all these articles. Yeah. Now, coming back to your question about what exactly to give in the case of cancer, it's very
Yes.
difficult. I cannot give you a standard recipe because everybody is different. Every patient is different. Cancer is located there, you need another product than if it's located in another area. But the general answer is that you need to help all the body. So if you give like a mixture of bee products, honey, pollen, propolis, royal jelly, or you give as many as possible of them, then you help all the body, yeah, all the immune system. And then for the specific organs, for example, if it's a tumor here on the skin, and you can
Yes.
put here propolis cream, or you can put a bee venom cream. If it's in the mouth, the cancer, or on the tongue, some
What is the
countries,
doses of putting that? Yeah. How many times
you,
can you
you,
put that in a
you
day?
start with small doses. I showed you that graphic, and then increase the dose gradually until you get the result. There is no such exactly milligram and so on because the patient reacts differently. The point is that you need local treatment. What is the tumor?
Yes.
Neighborhood treatment to improve the local nerves which are coordinating the blood flow in that organ. And then you need systemic, like whole body treatment to get oxygen, to get strong immune system. And for this, there are many things to be done. Yeah. So,
Okay, I
but
explain it. Doctor, I
yeah,
explain it.
please.
Our valued leader and our consumer also here. Adil sir, अलिकति मैले
Yes.
एक्सप्लेन
Yes.
गर्छु ल।
Okay, doctor.
खास गरेर के हो भन्दाखेरि विशेष गरी यो चाहिँ नेचुरल ट्रिटमेन्ट होइन। अनि हामीले अगाडि लिइराखेको र अहिले कति समाजमा साथीहरूले लिइराख्नु भएको एलोपेथिक सिस्टम चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन हाम्रो शरीरसँग चाहिँ अलिकति बाँच्दै काम गर्छ होइन। इट इज नट अ नेचुरल
Yes.
केमिकल कम्पोजिसन।
Yes.
तर यो नेचुरल कम्पोजिसन जुन छ एपी प्रडक्ट अथवा नेचुरल यो चाहिँ एपिथेरापी, उहाँले चाहिँ के भन्नुभयो भने अरू कुराहरूले एलर्जी भयो भने पनि एयर थेरापी जुन अहिले डेभलप भएको छ, यो एयर थेरापी चाहिँ एलर्जी पनि हुँदैन, कोहीसँग पनि अझ बाजिँदैन। त्यहाँ माथि पनि अझै हामीले क्यान्सरको विषयलाई लिएर चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन क्यान्सर अब कन्डिसन एप्लाई भन्छ क्या। विशेष गरी अब के कारणले चाहिँ क्यान्सर भएको हो, कसैलाई चाहिँ अब पाठेघरको क्यान्सर हुन्छ, कसैलाई कोलोन क्यान्सर हुन्छ, कसैलाई चाहिँ अब हार्टकै क्यान्सर हुन्छ, कसैलाई लङ्सको क्यान्सर हुन्छ होइन। अनि कुन स्टेजमा छ त्यो कन्डिसन हेरेर विशेष गरिकन हामीले चाहिँ अब स्पेसिफिक क्यान्सर पनि दुई किसिमको हुन्छ क्या, सिङ्गल र मल्टिपल। एउटा चाहिँ पर्टिकुलर
Yes.
अङ्गमा सिङ्गल हुन्छ, अनि त्यो चाहिँ अलि मल्टिपल भयो भने अरूमा पनि सरेर त्यो मल्टिपल हुँदै हुँदै जान्छ, दुई किसिमको हुन्छ। यदि मल्टिपल छ भने चाहिँ उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने मिक्स इट हामीले मिसाउनु पर्यो कि रोयल जेली, बी पोलेन, पोर्पोलिस
Yes.
होइन, बी ब्रेड, यो सबै मिक्स गरेर उहाँलाई चाहिँ यो चाहिँ क्यान्सर चाहिँ अब डरलाग्दो समस्या हो होइन, ठुलो समस्या हो।
भन्नुभयो
किनकि केमो हामीले केमो दियौँ, रेडिएसन दियौँ भने पनि यो त सोल्युसन होइन नि। अब अपरेसन पनि सोल्युसन होइन। अपरेसनमा पनि अप्पर पार्ट हामी निकाल्न सक्छौँ होइन, तर त्यसको जरा त त्यही शरीरमै छ। अनि फेरि पनि आउँछ,
राइट
भएको हामीले सुनेका छौँ नि, जस्तो ब्रेस्टमा क्यान्सर
भन्दै
आयो,
हुनुहुन्थ्यो
अब त्यसलाई चाहिँ
राइट
अप्पर पार्ट निकालियो, अब फेरि त्यो चाहिँ 1-2 वर्ष पछाडि फेरि हुन्छ। किन भन्दाखेरि रुट इज देयर होइन। अनि त्यो रुटलाई नै डिटक्सिफिकेसन गर्न सक्ने चाहिँ यो नेचुरल प्रडक्ट हो, बी प्रडक्ट अथवा हब्स
ओके
प्रडक्ट।
डाक्टर पौडेल सर, मैले के अनि एउटा बुझ्न खोजेको थिएँ भन्दाखेरि
हजुर,
अन्डर केमोथेरापी ट्रिटमेन्टमा भएको पेसेन्टलाई पनि हामीले रिकमेन्ड गर्न सक्छौँ सक्दैनौँ भन्ने कुरो
यस
बाहिर आयो मैले
अफकोर्स
सोधेको।
स्योर हामी सक्छौँ, किनभने इट इज नेचुरल थेरापी। अनि नेचुरल कुनै पनि साइड इफेक्ट नगर्ने तर लिटिल रियाक्सन भनौँ न, प्रतिक्रिया दिँदै, जस्तो हजुरको हाम्रो मुटुमा क्यान्सर रहेछ अरे होइन, अनि त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ अब कति कुरा चाहिँ कफहरू जमेको अथवा रगतहरू जमेको हुनसक्छ। यदि हामीले यो एपी प्रडक्ट हामी युज गर्दै गयौँ भने खोक्दाखेरि त्यो रगतको ढिका पनि आउन सक्छ। इट इज यो के हो, डिटोक्सिफिकेसन। अनि यसरी चाहिँ
ओके ठिक छ
उपचार हुने
डाक्टर,
भएको हुनाले होइन।
क्लियर भयो। म अनि मैले हजुरलाई किन सोधेँ भन्दाखेरि डक्टरलाई पनि सोधेको थिएँ।
हजुर,
मेरो एउटा पेसेन्ट चाहिँ अस्ति भर्खरै मात्रै एउटा भरतमा उपचार भइरहेको थियो, अङ्कोलोजिस्टसँग पनि मैले कुरो गरेँ। उहाँसँग कुरो
ओके,
गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि यो मौरीजन्य प्रडक्टहरूको विषयमा चाहिँ उहाँले चाहिँ नि यसले चाहिँ अलिकति असर गर्न सक्छ, नदिनुहोस् भनेर मलाई नै भन्नुभयो कि म फोनमा कुरो गरेको थिएँ त्यो पेसेन्टको बारेमा। अहिले त म सँगसँगै छु, म इन्सुरेन्स कर्मी हो,
हजुर, हजुर,
मेरो
हजुर,
इन्सुरेन्सको पेसेन्ट, उसलाई मैले चाहिँ सिआई पनि क्लेम पनि दिएँ। त डक्टरले
हजुर,
के भन्नु भने अङ्कोलोजिस्टले चाहिँ अब दिस इज नट गुड फर हिम होइन, हामी चाहिँ वी डोन्ट रिकमेन्ड हिम, वी डोन्ट प्रेस्क्राइब दिस प्रडक्ट, अब तपाईँले दिनुहुन्छ भने रिस्क गोज अप टु यु भन्नुभयो क्या। अनि त्यसले
अब
गर्दाखेरि
डक्टर
मैले त्यो
स्टेफनले चाहिँ डक्टर
गर्न
स्टेफनले
सकेँ।
के भन्नुभयो भने यो चाहिँ जस्तो यो नेचुरल थेरापी, एपिथेरापी, हब्स थेरापी चाहिँ एलोपेथिक भन्दा एकदमै डिफरेन्स छ, पृथक छ, फरक छ। किनभने
राइट
एलोपेथिक सिस्टम चाहिँ पर्टिकुलर डिजिजको लागि पर्टिकुलर मेडिसिन, तर यो चाहिँ सिङ्गल प्रडक्ट तर मल्टिपर्पोज होइन।
हो
यसरी
यसो
रुट
गरौँला
रुट
डाक्टर
कज।
साहब, सुन्नुहोस् है, यसो गरौँला, पहिला
हजुर,
स्टेफनको सिद्ध्याउँ अनि हामीहरू इन्ट्रेक्सन गरौँ न यो
म
विषयमा।
उहाँको सिद्धि सर।
मेरो पनि
सर यु गट आन्सर नि अडिल सर,
है।
पछि
यस सर,
पनि
मैले
हजुर
पाएँ,
कुरा
ठिक
गर्न
छ, इट्स
सक्नुहुन्छ।
ओके सर।
ओके
गो अहेड
ओके ओके
डक्टर
ओके थ्याङ्क्स।
स्टेफन, गो अहेड।
Okay, very good. One last advice about apitherapy and cancer. So, in order to calm down the oncologists, you can tell them like this. If, radiotherapy is done in the morning, for example, and in the morning you do not get propolis or royal jelly or honey and so on. You get it in the afternoon. So if you, because the doctors, the oncologists, they want to destroy the cancer cells, so they use strong radiotherapy or strong chemotherapy, and they say, if you come with antioxidants, you'll block this effect. Okay, so you accept this, and you say, okay, in the day where radiotherapy or chemotherapy is done, we do not give to our customer B products, but we give next day or we give 6 hours later. And if we give separate time, then oncology treatment works, our B products works. It's no fight in between. Yeah. So this is one of the best ideas. Normally, during radiotherapy, it is good to give a lot of propolis because with the radiotherapy, radiation is like fire. And the radiotherapist wants to use a strong fire, strong radiotherapy. But he will destroy the cancer cells. But if he uses too much fire, he will destroy also the cells which are around. But if he knows about apitherapy, if he will give to the patient propolis before and even during the treatment with radiotherapy, swallowing propolis, Propolis will protect the healthy cells which are around the tumor. So the tumor is burned by radiotherapy, but the healthy cells will be protected. Because this is the problem with radiotherapy, you destroy the tumor, but then other cancer cells come because of the low immune system. Same is for chemotherapy. That's why if the doctors, I hope some doctors in Kathmandu or other cities will be open to this idea, and I can teach them a separate course about when to administer and so on and so on. Maybe with Dr. Ayusha Adhikari, we can have a separate Zoom on this topic on apitherapy in oncology. Okay, good. Other questions? Okay. Dr. Ayusha Adhikari, thank you. Dr. Adhikari, she's very, very good. Yes. Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
For the tuberculosis patient, what API product we can recommend? For the
what?
tuberculosis patient. For tuberculosis patient, TB patient.
Tuberculosis.
Yes.
Tuberculosis, yes.
Yes, tuberculosis.
Yes. There is a recipe from Russia. It's raw propolis in powder form, 1 part, plus 8 parts butter. Butter. Or in your case, in Nepal, you find ghee. Ghee is better than butter. Yeah? So 1 to 8, you mix. Then you put in water bath. Water bath, like you put heat below, water bath, for about 2 hours at temperature around 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, 60 degrees Celsius. And you stir non-stop. And in about 2 hours, slowly, propolis will dissolve into butter. It's very difficult propolis to go into butter, but if you have this temperature, 60 degrees Celsius around, and stirring, propolis will dissolve in the butter. And the taste of this final product is very, very, very bad. Very bad. Something like this. But it's very healthy. And then you take from this one like 6 teaspoons every day after the meals. So you give to these TB tuberculosis patients 6 teaspoons of this combination, and also, of course, honey, pollen, royal jelly, all the other bee products. But this one,
in an addition, yeah? In an addition, that especially propolis that is stirring in the butter. In the butter with the temperature of 60 degrees, putting hot water. Yes, sir?
Yes. Dr. Powder, please translate for all the colleagues in Nepali about this Russian recipe.
विशेष गरिकन ट्युबरकुलोसिसका लागि चाहिँ उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने यो हामीले जुन बाष्पोथेरापी अथवा बाफ लिने गर्छौँ नि हैन त्यसमा चाहिँ प्रोपोलिस राखेर पनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ धेरै हेल्प गर्छ। अनि अर्को चाहिँ उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हामीले विशेष गरिकन यो 60 डिग्री पानी चाहिँ 90 डिग्रीमा उम्लिन्छ हैन भनेको यो कस्तो भयो मनतातो पानीमा जुन चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो एपी प्रडक्टहरू प्रोपोलिस रोयल जेली बी पोलेन लगायतको यो प्रडक्टहरू चाहिँ मिसाएर अनि उहाँलाई चाहिँ 6 चम्चाको हिसाबले हामीले दियौँ भने ट्युबरकुलोसिसबाट चाहिँ उतातिर चाहिँ छुटकारा हुन नसकेको कुरा पनि केही महिना पछाडि चाहिँ त्यो रिपोर्ट गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो छुटकारा चाहिँ हुन आउँछ है।
डाक्टर साहब घिउमा भन्नु भएको थियो क्या हो? हैन र?
मौनीमा बटरमा यस
बटरमा घिउमा
राइट बटरमा
ओके गो अहेड सर।
हजुर सर मेरो पनि एउटा क्वेशन थियो।
राख्नु त हजुर।
हजुर मेडिकेसन रिगार्डिङ ओभरथिंकिङ र स्लिपिङ डिसअर्डरको बारेमा कुनै मेडिसिनहरू हामीले प्रिफर गर्न सक्छौं?
Okay. For sleeping disorder
and overthinking.
Over
depression, anxiety. Depression,
Yes.
anxiety, and
Okay.
sleeping
Overthinking,
problem.
sleeping disorder.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Regarding
So
this, is there any kind of medication that we can refer to the patient?
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. So here is like for any condition, any disease, there are many different causes. So a
Yeah.
good doctor must treat these causes specifically. So one general cause, maybe like in Ayurveda, if you are a Vata dosha type, like Vata dosha, very, very quick reactions, like a mouse, then you need to calm down this Vata dosha. And there are foods, there are things which you can do. In apitherapy, best is honey, ideally from linden honey. Linden.
Okay.
Linden honey, it's relaxing, it's a bit heavy, it's very, very good.
Okay. What
Then
about royal jelly?
royal jelly can be done, used also, but not late in the evening because royal jelly energizes. Sometimes gives too much energy, but in some cases may help the sleep. So you use it like last time you take royal jelly should be like 4 p.m., 4 5 p.m. But when you are at home on a Friday and Saturday and Sunday, you have nothing to do so important, you may try to take royal jelly even before going to sleep. So it's possible that will help your sleep even better. Apilarnil drone larvae may be very good too. Propolis, if for breathing in the night, it's also good. But then there are many rules for the good sleep. Like do not eat after 6 or 7 p.m. Like
Okay.
do not eat in the evening, late in the evening. Do not eat proteins in the evening. If you eat proteins, small amounts is okay. But if you eat big amounts of proteins, even vegetal proteins, they increase the fire in the stomach. And then you cannot
Okay.
sleep. Then the temperature, then the love, then the husband or the friend. So everything must be in good harmony around you. And then there are some acupuncture points. I show you here this acupuncture point here in this area. It's used in Chinese medicine. You can put some honey here and you do like this for 5-10 minutes. And this activates the blood flow in this point. This is called Heart 7. Heart 7. The Chinese name is Shenmen. And you do it on both hands. Also here. Yeah, it's around here. Okay, Shenmen, Heart 7, yeah? And there are other points also for relaxation. And of course, there are a lot of medicinal plants you have in Ayurveda for calming down, yeah? And the other thing is during the night, it's good to open the windows 1-2 times per night. And the temperature in the room must be not too hot. So many, many small things. The ideal is just to go in internet, ask ChatGPT what are the natural methods to reduce the insomnia problems. But remember from the bee products, honey, especially linden honey is the best, 10 minutes before you go to sleep. Okay, and do not stay after 9 p.m. So at 9:30, you must be in bed. So do not stay on the TV because if you stay on TV or mobile or tablets or internet, your brain cannot go rest. So you tell to your friends, you can contact me, you can call me from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. But after 8 p.m., I close my mobile. I close my connections. Don't disturb me. You have 12 hours a day to call me. Don't call me in the evening. In the evening is for my soul.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question to you.
ओके यो क्वेसनको एक्सप्लेन गरौँला थोरै छोटो
Okay.
है जुन स्नोमेनिया भनिन्छ स्नोमेनिया अथवा स्लिपिङ डिसअर्डर होइन यसले गर्दाखेरि डिप्रेसन एन्जाइटी माइग्रेन पनि आउने गर्छ हजुरहरूले सुन्नु भएको छ किनकि हामी ट्रिटमेन्टमा गयौँ भने यसको चाहिँ ट्रिटमेन्ट खास एलोपेथिक सिस्टममा ट्रिटमेन्ट छैन है। तर एपिथेरापीमा अथवा एपी प्रडक्टमा मौरीजन्य आहारमा चाहिँ यसको एकदमै राम्रो ट्रिटमेन्ट रहेछ। उहाँले बताउँदै हुनुहुन्छ कि विशेष गरिकन यो चाहिँ वात पित्त कफसँग सम्बन्धित छ होइन, अनि वात दोष पनि भनिन्छ होइन। नेपालीमा पनि यो दोष यस्तो किसिमको भन्छौँ नि हामी, स्वप्न दोष अथवा यो किसिमको दोष भने जस्तै। तर हामी यो यसको लागि चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन रोयल जेली मौरी दुध अथवा हामी साई खाना पनि भन्छौँ नेपालमा। रोयल जेली युट्रोन रोयल जेली एकदमै पावरफुल पनि छ, अनि रोयल जेलीले नै यो प्रब्लमलाई चाहिँ एकदमै ठिक गर्ने रहेछ। तर हामीले बुझ्नुपर्ने, आज यहाँ उपस्थित हुनुभएका भ्यालुड हाम्रो लिडरहरू, रेस्पेक्टेड लिडरहरू, भ्यालुड कन्ज्युमर हजुरहरूलाई हामी के भन्छौँ भने डाक्टर स्टिफनले के भन्दै हुन्छ भने बेलुका भएपछि चाहिँ यस्तो खालको प्रब्लम छ भने प्रोटिन चाहिँ नखाने, प्रोटिनको युज नगर्ने है। अनि उहाँले चाहिँ अकुपन्चर पोइन्ट पनि उहाँले देखाउनु भयो। यहाँनिर हाम्रो हातको यहाँनिर चाहिँ अकु पोइन्ट हुँदो रहेछ। यो चाहिँ हामीले 10 मिनट जति यहाँनिर हामीले प्रेस गऱ्यौँ भने यो पोइन्टले चाहिँ त्यो कुरा चाहिँ दुइटै हातमा यो पोइन्टमा हामीले गऱ्यौँ भने यो यस समस्याबाट चाहिँ हामी राम्रोसँग चाहिँ निराकरण हुन सक्ने रहेछौँ। अर्को चाहिँ हावा, जुन रुममा हजुर सुत्नुहुन्छ त्यसमा चाहिँ हावाको एयरको सर्कुलर चाहिँ राम्रोसँग हुनुपर्ने होइन। हावाको बाहिरको हावा भित्र आउने, भित्रको हावा बाहिर जाने चाहिँ यो कुरा चाहिँ हामीले ख्याल गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ। भनेको भेन्टिलेसनहरू चाहिँ हजुर सुत्ने कोठाको भेन्टिलेसनहरू चाहिँ खुला हुनुपर्ने रहेछ होइन। अनि त्यस पछाडि बेलुका हामी चाहिँ यदि यस्तो खालको प्रब्लम छ, यस्तो खालको चाहिँ बिरामीहरू कन्ज्युमरहरू हामी कहाँ आइपुग्नु भयो भने बेलुका 9:30 बजे चाहिँ बेडमा चाहिँ हामी गइसक्नुपर्ने रहेछ है। अनि 8 बजे चाहिँ यो ब्लू रेले पनि दुःख दिने भएको भएर मोबाइल अथवा रेडिएसन दिने कुराहरू चाहिँ 8 बजे चाहिँ हामीले बन्द गरेको राम्रो। उहाँले चाहिँ 8 बजे चाहिँ यो मोबाइलहरू चाहिँ बन्द गर्नु हुँदो रहेछ होइन त। कति हि इज भेरी गुड डक्टर स्टिफन, इट इज भेरी गुड टिप्स। ओके, हुन्छ, गट इट आन्सर सिस्टर?
ओके
Yes, sir. Doctor, मैले अर्को कुरा एड गर्न चाहे। प्लिज डु रिमेम्बर अस अपिनेचर केयर हस्पिटलमा आउनुहोस्, हजुरले फर्दर गाइडेन्स पनि पाउनुहुन्छ, त्यहाँ अकुपङ्क्चरको सर्भिस पनि पाउनुहुन्छ। त्यो चाहिँ सबैभन्दा उत्कृष्ट, हजुरलाई एकदम इमिडिएट हेल्प हामी दिइहाल्छौँ।
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच डक्टर आयशा। यस,
Excuse me, I have a question. Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay, you can. Chandra.
Actually, I'm translating for my mother.
Okay.
What kind of medical benefits does royal jelly capsule provide us?
It's a big
In which problem? In which problem?
I guess any kind of problem. I just want the benefits.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so royal jelly, first of all, it's a micronutrient for us, but it's a macronutrient for the bees, for the queen. And if you ask a beekeeper, the queen eats all her lifetime only one food. Imagine that you eat only one food all your lifetime. So this food must be delicious, must be very good, must have all the substances, amino acids, nutrients, all of them, and also must protect the health. So royal jelly is like the perfect food of Mother Nature. But because the bee is 1 gram, we are 80,000 grams. You cannot eat royal jelly like we eat food, like we eat apples or fruits or vegetables, yeah? But for the local administration of royal jelly, like for the beauty cosmetics, or for some bleeding gums, or for some problems, royal jelly locally can be very good. Now, one of the most important property of royal jelly, it helps the production in the bone marrow, red bone marrow, of stem cells. And this is very important for anti-aging, for rejuvenation, and for treating of many diseases, including autoimmune diseases. Yes? So this is one thing. So anytime when the patient, especially ladies, they have anemia, like not enough red blood cells in the blood, royal jelly can help. And another very important property of royal jelly, royal jelly has over 40 good properties, but one of them, which is very important, is also antiviral against the viruses. So in the classical medicine, allopathy medicine has no solution against viruses. There is nothing against viruses. Some remedies, but not good enough. So royal jelly is antiviral. Propolis is antiviral. Bee venom is antiviral. So a good doctor can use this royal jelly too. So the list of indications is very, very long. So I don't have time to explain all of them here, but I'm sure you have in your leaflets a description about the benefits of royal jelly. Okay, so yes, please translate now.
चन्द्रा शिष्य
Excuse me.
yes भन्नु त
Yeah. But in the back of the bottle, there is written a dietary supplement not for medical use.
All of the bee products are like food supplements. So you do not use them as medicine. Like you do not say that it's a medicine because you get in conflict with the doctors. The doctors are using only chemical drugs and they say that they are the best for this. But the reality is that the chemical drugs, they cause a lot of adverse reactions and they are not effective. Like if you look, for example, there are millions, I repeat, millions of people who dies in the world because the antibiotics are not working anymore. Antibiotic not working because bacteria are very powerful. This kind of disease is called nosocomial infections. Like they go into a hospital for something, they get a bacteria there, and they die in the hospital because antibiotics are not working. But anyway, not to come in conflict with the doctors, it's better to cooperate with the doctors. You explain them that the bee products are helpers, no supplements. They are helping the medicines. If the medicine is well chosen, then the bee products are very good. If the medicine is not working, you need the bee products. Otherwise, the patient is dying. So there is nothing in this world which can solve you of this spiritual problem.
Can you also suggest anything like for hernia?
For what?
Hernia.
posted yeah posted man posted
prostate
problem.
It's a hernia
Prostate.
whether it is umbilical hernia or inguinal
Yeah.
hernia, which kind of
Yes.
hernia are you asking for?
Yes.
Umbilical hernia.
For that one, apitherapy cannot help so much. You can use some bee venom cream around the umbilical hernia, but you need a surgeon, you need a consultation. Go to Dr. Ayusha for details. She will tell the patient what to do. Okay?
Excuse me, doctor.
Yes, Giovanni?
Is there any evidence that propolis can cure or shrink gallbladder polyp?
Gallbladder polyp difficult, but if you have the patient has a good diet, and if he takes honey and propolis, the bile which comes from the liver will be more fluid. So anything which is a bit bitter and it's also a bit sour, sour and bitter makes the bile from the liver more fluid. So if the fluidity of the bile from the liver is good, then that polyp should not disturb. So, but if the patient has a bad diet, too much fats, too much sweets, too much sugar, then the bile which comes from the liver will be thick, like creamy, and then the patient will get stones into the gallbladder stones or mud, and this can go in big trouble. So fluidity of the bile can be obtained with honey, also with honeydew honey, and also with honey vinegar. There is a special recipe made in Germany, Austria, like you put honey plus apple cider vinegar and some medicinal plants, and you allow the honey to fermentate, and you get like a sour honey, and this one makes the bile from the liver much more like watery. So if it's watery fluid, that polyp will not disturb. But anyway, you need to go, the patient needs to go regularly to the doctor, make echography, and see what is the situation of the polyp. In the good hospitals, they may do operation, like endoscopic laparoscopy operation is the name. They enter with a small tube, and they can go and operate the gallbladder. But anyway, the fluidity of the bile must be perfect. Or with operation,
If one
no
controls
operation.
over either a diet, if one controls over either a diet, then how long should he take this supplement, doctor?
So diet good, and then all the B products can be used for different reasons. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. Thank you. And I have another question also. For prostate, my husband actually is suffering from that problem since long time, and he's using that royal jelly and then Propolis. I think it's since a year. And then how long should he use that? Should we use them regularly, royal jelly or Propolis, or what's its doses? Will you please tell me?
Yes. Okay. For prostate, to regenerate the prostate, it's better to use pollen, bee pollen and bee bread. So because
Instead of
this
royal jelly and Propolis, doctor?
royal jelly is good, propolis is good, honey is good, but bee pollen and bee bread is better to reactivate, to rejuvenate, to regenerate the prostate. So as much as possible pollen, but of course you start with very small dose, very, very small dose, and then he can go to 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram, 4 gram, even to 60, 80 grams a day, like large amount of pollen, because he needs not to eat anymore dairy products from cow, like no cheese, no milk, from cow, yes? And the diet should be with no sugar, no sweets, no gluten. I forgot to tell you, gluten is very, very bad. Gluten from the bread is very bad for the blood flow, microcirculation. But rice with vegetables, with curry, and like Ayurvedic food, it's okay. But no gluten, no sugar, no dairy products from the cow. And also, if he has a bit of overweight, he must lose weight. And also he need to check the vertebral column here. Maybe the vertebral column is a bit pressed, like pressure because of the weight or maybe some movements. So he needs to go to a chiropractor or osteopath to free the nerves. If there is like this vertebra, the nerves are blocked and the nerves cannot coordinate the blood flow in the prostate properly, So you need to have all this approach. So go to Dr. Ayusha Adhikari for all these diagnoses, and then the treatment will be much, much better, much more pointed. And in order to prevent cancer in prostate, it's very good to use bee venom. So bee venom injections or bee stings or bee venom cream, the blood flow in the prostate must be very good. If it's enough oxygen in the prostate area, because he makes exercises, movements, and so on, then he can live another 20 years, 50 years with no problem. But if the blood flow is too cold, small, it's called hypoxia, not enough oxygen, then it can come many problems. Okay?
All right. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, doctor. May I ask one question?
wait a second for Dr. Paudel to translate in Nepali about the prostate.
First of all, me is Pushparaj Sapkota from Uturn International, Nepal is a national trainer.
सर एकछिन यो पोस्टेडको अलिकति ट्रान्सलेट गर्नु भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँले पुष्प सर है पोस्टेडको प्रब्लममा चाहिँ हामीले विशेष गरिकन यो काइरोप्राक्टर अथवा नर्भ सम्बन्धी नसा सम्बन्धीको डाक्टरलाई पनि हामी देखाउन सक्छौँ अनि त्यो जुन ब्लक भएको नसा छ त्यो थेरापीले पनि खुल्न सक्छ तर विशेष गरिकन यसको लागि चाहिँ हाम्रो एपी नेचर केयर हस्पिटल जो चाहिँ चक्रपथ बाँसघारीमा सल्लाघारीमा रहेको छ अनि यहाँ चाहिँ तपाईहरूले हामीसँग चाहिँ कन्ट्याक्ट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ हाम्रो हस्पिटलमा आउन सक्नुहुन्छ डाक्टर आयुषालाई विशेष यस सम्बन्धी ज्ञान पनि छ अनि उहाँले चाहिँ यसको सबै कुराहरू सिकाउनुहुन्छ भनेर उहाँले एउटा सुझाव गर्नुभयो भने अर्को कुरा चाहिँ हामीले ग्लुटन भएको अथवा दुग्ध पदार्थ अथवा यो बोतलमा आउने खानेकुराहरू अनि सिसामा आउने खानेकुराहरू यसरी चाहिँ प्याकिङ भएर आएका खानेकुराहरू चाहिँ उहाँलाई चाहिँ नखानु हुन चाहिँ हामीले सुझाव गर्नुपर्छ अनि विशेष गरिकन जुन इफेक्टेड एरियामा बी भेनम क्रिमको पनि हामी एप्लाई गर्न सक्छौँ अनि खास गरेर चाहिँ हामीले बी पोलेन र बी ब्रेडको चाहिँ उहाँले चाहिँ भन्नुभयो डोज बढाउँदै लगेर हामीले 60 ग्रामसम्म पनि खान दिन सक्छौँ कन्डिसन एप्लाई कन्डिसन हेरेर यो चाहिँ दिन सक्छौँ किनकि यसले चाहिँ उहाँलाई एकदमै राम्रो गर्छ र हेभी कुराहरू चाहिँ उहाँले नगर्नु चाहिँ नउचाल्नु चाहिँ असल हुन्छ भन्ने कुराहरू चाहिँ उहाँले बताउनु भयो र यो क्वेसनको चाहिँ आन्सर जसले क्वेसन गर्नुभएको थियो उहाँले आन्सर पनि पाइसक्नु भएको छ हजुरहरू सबैले यो बुझ्नुभयो ओके हुन्छ सर
हामीले चाहिँ म बोल्दैछु है एकैछिन
जीवानी सिस्टर हजुर भन्नुहोस्
हजुर हजुर डाक्टर हामीले चाहिँ डाक्टर आइसँग पनि भेटेर यो सम्बन्धी कुरा पनि गरिसक्यौँ 2-3 चोटि उहाँसँग कुरा
अर्को डिभाइस हजुरसँग छ जस्तो छ इको आयो ओके
छैन
हजुर
प्रब्लम चाहिँ के भयो भने नि डाक्टर हामी सप्लिमेन्ट युज गरिरहेको छौँ हैन युज गरिन्जेलसम्म
हजुर
अनि सप्लिमेन्ट युज गर्न छोडे पछाडि चाहिँ फेरि प्रब्लम दोहोरिहाल्छ कि अनि रोयल जेली र पर्पोलिस अथवा बी पोलेन कहिलेसम्म युज गरिरहने लाइफ लङै युज गरिरहने कि के भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा प्रब्लम भएको छ कि डाक्टर हामीलाई
हजुर
त्यसको लागि
लाइफ लङ होइन उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने नि लाइफ लङ पर्दैन यो 3 देखि 6 महिना तर चाहिँ यसको चाहिँ ग्रेजुअल्ली अब डोज छ नि डोज चाहिँ अलिकति राम्रोसँग दिनुपर्ने अवस्था हुन्छ क्या पोस्टेड त अलिकति कडा प्रब्लम हो नि त कडा प्रब्लम हो अनि यो डोजलाई चाहिँ जस्तो हामीले 1 ग्रामबाट सुरु गरेर 2 ग्राम 3 ग्राम भनेको हाम्रो क्याप्सुलमा पनि छ बिपोलेन अब दानामा पनि छ होइन त्यसको चाहिँ अब डोज मेजर गरेर क्याप्सुलमा त सजिलो हुन्छ 2टा क्याप्सुलको 1 ग्राम भयो होइन भने जस्तै त्यो चाहिँ 60 ग्रामसम्म हामी दिन सक्छौँ बी ब्रेड र बी पोलेन भनेर उहाँले भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ यो ग्रेजुअल्ली हामीले डोज बढाउँदै अब कुन डोजले उहाँलाई मिट गर्छ र त्यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले जुन प्र्याक्टिसनर हुनुहुन्छ डक्टरहरू काइरोप्राक्टर अथवा यो नसाको डक्टर अथवा त्यहाँ चाहिँ एकचोटि भेटेर यो ब्लकेज भएको जो खुल्न सकिरहेको छैन भने उहाँहरूले चाहिँ त्यो थेरापीबाट खोलिदिनुहुन्छ अर्को कुरा चाहिँ उहाँले के भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने डाक्टर आयुषालाई एकचोटि भेट्ने अनि उहाँले चाहिँ यो कुराहरू हामी एपी नेचर केयर हस्पिटलमा यसको चाहिँ व्यवस्था छ यो कुराहरू चाहिँ उहाँले सिकाउनुहुन्छ भनेर यो सोल्युसन हुन्छ समाधान हुन्छ तर यसरी लाइफ लङ खानु पर्दैन भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँले है त हुन्छ पुष्पराज सापकोटा सर
थ्याङ्क यू डाक्टर साहब great congratulations and we are honored to Mr. Dr. Stefan for your valuable time. We received most valuable time by you and I would like to thank our chairman Mr. Dr. Balram Subedi sir who provide this great opportunity today and me is Pushparaj Sapkota as a national trainer agriculturist from the Uturn International Nepal. My question is it's very normal for all of us. to stay evergreen after 50, what will be the using ratio of honey, royal jelly, propolis, and bee pollen? That's the time. It's my question.
Okay. So here we have in Romania, in many other countries, I made a recipe with what I called an Apitherapy cocktail. So in Apitherapy cocktail, you need to have as many as possible different bee products.
Okay.
And I give you some rules, some principles, and then you need to make your own cocktail. Okay, so basically you need different kind of honeys, but you choose one honey which is best for you. Like you have 20 different kind of honey, and you taste one by one after another. Like first day, one honey. Second day, the other honey. Third day, the other honey. Until you find the honey which is you feel that is very good for you. If you know that you have some diseases in the body, and then you know that for that disease or that organ, you need a special kind of honey, then you take that honey. Yeah, it's logically, but also you must like it. If your body likes that honey, it means that it's good for your body. Okay? Then the same you do for pollen. And here is another topic. So I hope you turn with Mr. Balaram Subedi will have many different kinds of pollens. So you need to cooperate with the beekeepers to get, let's say, 50 different types of pollen, because like 50 different kinds of honeys with 50 different effects, also different pollens have different effects. So like there are, for example, there are, for example, in United Kingdom, in Great Britain, 500 different pollen types. So you can imagine in Nepal is much more. Okay, so, and then you need royal jelly, you need apilarnil, drone larvae, you need also bee bread, okay? So all these components, and you need to put in a jar. So what I would suggest is you take all products you have at U-turn, like propolis tincture, this and this, honey, bee bread, pollen, royal jelly, and you mix all of them in a jar. And it's your own recipe, you know? And then later on, you can add some different kind of honey, some different kind of pollen, but the idea is to have as many as possible products which you can swallow. And when you have this mixture, then the body takes what it needs. So this cell takes from pollen, this cell takes from royal jelly, this takes from apilarnil. So it's like you have an offer, very large variable offer. It's like when you go to supermarket, you have 1,000 different foods and you can choose. But if you take only one, like a small shop, and you have only one product, it may be good, but maybe not enough. That's why I recommend these Apitherapy cocktails. And I'm sure U-turn can do such Apitherapy cocktails on different diseases, but it's a lot of work to do, like thinking and formulas and so on, but it's possible to do this too.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much. Me is very honored to you, and we all the member of the U-turn, we are honored to you for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you too.
Yes, we are all honored to you. And यो क्वेसनको चाहिँ अलिकति नेपाली म गरिदिन्छु। खास गरेर हामीले अलिकति कडा समस्या अथवा एउटा शरीरमा चाहिँ मल्टिपल प्रब्लम छ क्या, मल्टिपल प्रब्लम छ। अनि त्यसको लागि चाहिँ के गर्ने भन्ने थियो। मल्टिपल प्रब्लमको लागि चाहिँ एपिथेरापी ककटेल फर्मुला भन्नुभयो।
डाक्टर साहब एक मिनट मैले मल्टी प्रोब्लम त छँदैछ, प्रोब्लम नभएको नर्मल कन्डिसनमा पनि आफ्टर 50 जति बाँचिन्छ एभरग्रिन लाइफ बिताउनको लागि
त्यही नै आउँदैछु हजुर यस अब प्रब्लम साइड त्यो भयो भने मानिस चाहिँ अब 50 कटेपछि अथवा 40 कटेपछि नेपालमा त 40 कटेपछि होइन सेल्सहरूले अब टिस्युहरूले अर्गानहरूले सिस्टमहरू पनि अलिकति लेजी भएको अथवा अब 40 साल लाग्यो भनेर चाहिँ होइन त्यो एउटा इनर्जेटिक फिल नगरिराखेको अवस्था हुन्छ त्यस्तो अवस्था
40 कटेपछि रमाउला
हजुर 40 कटेपछि रमाउला हजुर जे भए पनि अब त्यस्तो अवस्थामा चाहिँ समस्या पनि त्यसरी अलिक राइज भएर गइराखेको छ अथवा शरीर अलिक कमजोर देखिराखेको छ भने चाहिँ उहाँले एपिथेरापी ककटेल फर्मुला चाहिँ यो चाहिँ हामी प्रयोग गर्न सक्छौँ यसमा चाहिँ हामीले रोयल जेली पोर्पोलिस बी पोलेन बी ब्रेड होइन लगायतको यो कुराहरू चाहिँ मिक्स गरेर हामी एउटा बोतलमा जस्तो विभिन्न फ्रुटबाट ज्याम बन्छ नि ज्याममा चाहिँ केमिकल कम्पोजिसन गरिन्छ तर हाम्रोमा चाहिँ केमिकल कम्पोजिसन गर्नु पर्दैन पोर्पोलिस आफैमा त्यस्तो सेफ साइड छ जसले अरू कुराहरूलाई सेभ गरिदिइहाल्छ होइन त्यो कुरा चाहिँ हामीले प्रयोग गऱ्यौँ भने एक रिजुमिनेसन चाहिँ पुनर्जीवन अथवा पुनर्ताजगीको लागि पनि हुने रहेछ यो चाहिँ एकदम बिग फर्मुला हो यो फर्मुला चाहिँ अब बलराम सुवेदी हाम्रो आदरणीय चेयरम्यान साहब बलराम सुवेदीले यो कुरा चाहिँ ल्याउनुहुन्छ तपाईँहरूको बिचमा म एकदम आशावादी छु भनेर उहाँलाई हामीले एउटा चाहिँ ठुलो एउटा चाहिँ दिनु भएको छ है त सबैलाई
कति समय खाने भन्ने कुरा हो सर कति खाइरहने कि कहिलेसम्म खाने
होइन अब रिजुमिनेसन चाहिएको छ भनौँ न पुनर्ताजगी चाहिएको छ म चाहिँ जस्ताको तस्तै रहन चाहन्छु 80 वर्षमा पनि त्यो 40 वर्षको इनर्जेटिक म चाहिँ प्रडक्ट दिन्छु भन्ने हामीलाई लाउँछ भने खाँदै जाने होइन म अब 5-6 वर्षलाई हो भने 1 वर्ष खाँदाखेरि त 3-4 वर्ष त धानिहाल्छ एपी प्रडक्टले त त्यस्तो छ सर कन्डिसन एप्लाई इट इज कन्डिसन एप्लाई आफ्नो शरीर रिड गरेर त्यस अनुसार चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्ने
थ्याङ्क यू सर
नमस्कार डाक्टर साहब नमस्कार हाइपरटेन्सनको लागि एकचोटि भन्नु न डाक्टर साहब
हाइपरटेन्सनको अघि आन्सर आइसक्यो है माइग्रेन एन्जाइटी डिप्रेसन यसका लागि चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन हामीले अब उहाँलाई कन्डिसन एप्लाई भनेको चाहिँ सुगर छैन हाई प्रेसर छैन होइन भने चाहिँ विशेष गरिकन हामीले बी पोलेन र बी ब्रेडमा अलिक बढी जोड दिनुपर्ने रहेछ अनि रोयल जेली पोर्पोलिस चाहिँ सानो मात्रामा खुवाउँदा पनि बी पोलेन र बी ब्रेड चाहिँ अलिक ठुलो मात्रामा हामीले खुवायौँ भने त्यसबाट चाहिँ हामी ओभरकम चाहिँ पाउने रहेछौँ सर
प्रेसरको लागि सर हाइपरटेन्सनको लागि क्या
प्रेसरको लागि त पोर्पोलिस
सर मैले थोरै मैले आन्सर गरिदिने भएँ है यसमा मैले थोरै इन्टरप्ट गरेँ हाइपरटेन्सनको लागि जसले क्वेसन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ सबै बी प्रडक्ट्सहरू चाहिँ हजुरले लिन मिल्छ हाइपरटेन्सनको लागि है अब नर्मली लो प्रेसर हुँदा मात्रै प्रोपोलिसको इन्टेकलाई चाहिँ हामीले अलिकति टेक केयर गर्ने हो हाइपरटेन्सनको केसमा चाहिँ हामीले सबै बी प्रडक्ट लिन मिल्छ तर के हुँदो रहेछ भने यदि हजुरको चाहिँ प्लेटिलेट्स लेभल काउन्टहरू चाहिँ एकदमै लो छ भने चाहिँ हामीले ख्याल पुर्याउनु पर्ने रहेछ अनि हजुर चाहिँ अब वारफारिन इक्विस्पिरिनहरू जस्तो लिइराख्नु भएको छ हाइपरटेन्सन सँगसँगै ब्लड थिनरहरू पनि लिनु भएको छ भने चाहिँ हजुरले अलिकति टेक केयर गर्नुपर्छ प्रोपोलिस इन्टेकको लागि चाहिँ हस्
डाक्टर साहब आइछ डाक्टर साहब नमस्कार
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच
अहिले हजुरले भने अनुसार त्यो हाम्रो चाहिँ ल्याब रिपोर्टको आधारमा हामीले लिँदाखेरि राम्रो हुने भयो
हजुर 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 सर
हस् थ्याङ्क यू
नमस्कार आइस डाक्टर सर
हजुर नमस्ते भन्नुहोस्
मैले बुझ्न चाहेको कुरा जस्तै हामीले आफ्टर 14 होइन हामीले जब हामीलाई कुनै पनि बी प्रोडक्टहरू युज गर्न मन लाग्यो भने चाहिँ हामीले पहिला मेडिकल्ली ल्याब टेस्ट गरेर आफ्नो चाहिँ हेल्थको बारेमा बुझेर अनि मात्रै हजुरहरूलाई रिपोर्ट बुझाएर त्यो अनुसारको एपिथेरापीहरू अथवा यो प्रोडक्टहरू युज गर्ने कि अथवा त्यो ल्याब टेस्ट सम्बन्धी कुनै पनि छ हजुरहरूसँग पनि एपिथेरापी मार्फत पनि के छ
यस्तो छ हजुरले चाहिँ अब आफ्टर 14 भन्नुभयो होइन 40 भन्नुभयो कि 14 आफ्टर 40 हो भने चाहिँ जनरल हेल्थ यो ब्लड टेस्टहरू चाहिँ गरेरै प्रडक्टहरू लिनु भए पनि हुन्छ तर सिम्टोमेटिकल्ली हजुरलाई त्यस्तो केही अप्ठ्यारो चाहिँ फिल भइसकेको छैन भने चाहिँ जुनै बी प्रडक्ट पनि स्टार्ट गर्नुभयो हुन्छ फाइनेन्सियली सक्नुहुन्छ सबै बी प्रडक्ट युज गर्नुहोस् होइन नभए नि अब फिमेलको लागि आफ्टर 40 हजुरले प्रपोलिस रोयल जेली चाहिँ बढी प्रयोग गर्नुभयो अझ उत्कृष्ट।
ओके, त्यसको लागि हामीले टाइमिङ मिलाएर खान मिल्छ होइन, युज गर्न
हजुर
मिल्छ?
हजुर मिल्छ। हजुरको सबै बी प्रडक्ट्समा बाहिर कभरमा हजुरले हेर्नुभयो भने चाहिँ हेल्दी मान्छेले एज अ प्रिभेन्टिभ मेजरको लागि हजुरले लिइराख्नु भएको छ भने चाहिँ सबै डोजेसहरू कसरी प्रयोग गर्ने भनेर त्यही कभरमै पनि लेखेको हुन्छ कि। तर हाम्रो नेपालको कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ हामीले प्रिभेन्टिभ हेल्थको लागि भन्दा पनि क्युरेटिभ हिसाबले चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्ने प्रयोगकर्ता धेरै हुनुहुन्छ बी प्रडक्टहरू चाहिँ। त्यो केसमा चाहिँ हजुरको एकचोटि मेडिकल रिपोर्टहरू हेरेर बेस्ट के हुन्छ भनेर युज गर्दा राम्रो।
अनि अर्को मलाई जान्न मन लागेको कुरा, जस्तै हामीले बच्चाहरूलाई म्याक्सिमम त्यो तुलसी ड्रप युज गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ नि, जब उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ त्यो फ्लूहरू आउँछ, यताउति हुन्छ, खोकीहरू लाग्छ, त्यो कतिको चाहिँ हामी प्रोभन हो, हामीले युज गर्न मिल्छ नि होइन?
मिल्छ
रेगुलर
मिल्छ युज गर्न मिल्छ। तर जे कुरा पनि हजुरको आफ्नो बडीलाई फर्स्टमा चाहिँ के हो भने हामीले वी निड टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड आवर बडी फर्स्ट कुरा। हजुरले यो राम्रो छ भनेर दिइराख्नु भएको छ तर हजुरको चाहिँ के भन्छ बाबुलाई नानीलाई चाहिँ त्यसले चाहिँ झन् उल्टो रियाक्सन दिइरहेछ भने त यो राम्रो हो भनेर थ्योरिटिकल्ली भने पनि प्र्याक्टिकल्ली त त्यो त इम्प्लिमेन्ट भएन होइन। बडीलाई चाहिँ फर्स्टमा हजुरले हेर्नु पर्यो अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ दिन
राम्रो
मिल्छ।
नै भइरहेछ, उसलाई ज्वरो आउन यताउति पनि धेरै कम भइरहेछ भने त्यसको इफेक्ट राम्रो छ भन्ने बुझ्नु पर्यो नि त होइन?
हजुर 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 त्यस्तो केसमा दिन मिल्छ है। तुलसी ड्रपहरू त हामी पहिला पनि युज गरिराखेकै कुरा हो नि त। तुलसीलाई त हामीले पहिले हाम्रो ट्रेडिसनल हिलिङ मेथडमा पनि हामीले युज गर्थ्यौँ। अहिले झन् युटर्नले तुलसी ड्रप ल्याइदिएर हामीलाई सिम्पल भएको सजिलो छ त्यो प्रयोग गर्नलाई होइन, हामीले प्रयोग गर्न सक्छौँ। अहिले हामी डाक्टर स्टेफनकै केही कुराहरू सुनौँ अनि हाम्रो फेरि छलफल त राखौँला नि, हामी त इजिली अभाइलेबल छँदैछौँ है। अहिले फर्स्टमा डाक्टर स्टेफनलाई नै के क्वेसन छ भने चाहिँ गरौँ।
Sir, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it's we are already like 2 hours after we start. There are so many other things to discuss, but I'm very happy that Dr. Ayusha Adhikar is here because she can answer to many of your questions. I think best would be if I will come to Nepal.
Yeah.
And I will stay at your hospital for maybe 1 week with Dr. Adhikari. And then we invite all the doctors in Nepal from India, and we can have a very specific experience exchange.
Sure, sure.
You are most welcome, doctor. Hopefully you will get that time soon.
Yes, yes. I will go this summer to United States a couple of months. They have there a very, very big project on apitherapy, a big clinic, big center. But maybe I can come to you somewhere July or August for some days. But we will communicate with Dr. Balaram Subedi per email.
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Okay,
Sure,
okay,
sure.
okay,
We'll
okay,
discuss.
doctor, okay.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
discuss.
We are waiting.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Maybe any last question, and then we can, because I have another meeting now with Zoom with United States. So maybe have some other questions, like last 2-3 questions.
Okay, sir, you can end now.
Okay. Okay. Good. Hi, I see Srijana Katka wants to put a question. She raised the hand. Activate your microphone, Srijana.
सृजना सिस्टर हात रेज गरिराख्नु भएको छ, हजुरले केही क्वेसन छ? सृजना खड्का के त्यो रेज ह्यान्डलाई डाउन गरिदिनुस्, क्वेसन छ भने राख्नु त। अनम्युट गर्न, अनम्युट म्युट छ हजुरको। निर्मला श्रेष्ठ केही क्वेसन छ हजुरको?
छैन होला।
जेएम भीम सर केही छ?
हेलो नमस्कार दाजु, मेरो क्वेसन छ सर।
हजुर
एउटा क्वेसन छ यो
नमस्कार सम्पूर्ण हाम्रो लिडरहरू र हाम्रो डाक्टर साहबहरू सबैजनालाई नमस्कार। मैले चाहिँ सानो क्वेसन यहाँहरू बिचमा राखेँ। मेरो बाबु चाहिँ अहिले 13 वर्षको भयो। मेरो बाबुको चाहिँ 5 वर्षको उमेरमा किडनीको अपरेसन गरेको छ। त्यो सँगसँगै मैले चाहिँ मेरो अफलाइन हिरा बस्ने सरले चाहिँ बाबुलाई पनि खुवाउन मिल्छ भन्नुभएको थियो। उहाँकै सल्लाह अनुसार चाहिँ मैले दिने गरेको छु। डेली त दिएको छुइनँ, तर कहिलेकाहीँ यो पपोलिस अनि रोयल जेली खाने गर्छ उसले। त्यसलाई चाहिँ दिन मिल्छ कि मिल्दैन, त्यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी कुन टाइमले दिन मिल्छ एकपल्ट बुझ्न मन लाग्यो मलाई। यहाँ अब धेरैजना हाम्रो डाक्टर साहबहरू हाम्रो कम्पनीको लिडरहरू सबैजना भएको बेलामा मैले थोरै यो पनि बुझ्न मन लागेको भएर।
Doctor, she have one child, 13 years old, and she give him some product sometimes, but we can regular give them or no? It is the question.
Question asked.
operation
I'll complete the question. Doctor, she has a child with of 13 years who has kidney problem. Okay, kidney is not working properly, so she is giving now product like Propolis, Royal Jelly. Sometimes her question is like, can she give it regularly? Which will be the best product for him?
Okay. So first about this, it's good to give regularly the products, but after some time it's good to have some breaks, some pauses. So one idea is at the beginning to take every day, like 7 days a week. When improvements are coming, you do 6 days a week. Then more improvements are coming, you do 5 days a week. Yeah. But if, for example, she gives to the child from Monday to Friday the product and the child is okay, and then makes break, no using, Saturday and Sunday. But if she notices that, for example, in Sunday, the child has some symptoms back, then it means that she needs to give also on Sunday or also on Saturday. So the reduction of the administration should come only when there is clear improvement. Yeah. Now, the other thing is the body needs these polyphenols, which are antioxidant, antibacterial, antiviral, and so on. But the polyphenols you can find not only in propolis. You find also polyphenols in bee pollen or in bee bread or in fruits, in vegetables. So if the child or the patient does not tolerate anymore propolis because it was too much time and so on, it's like boring, they can go to bee bread or they can go to bee pollen or they can go to a honey which is higher in polyphenols plus fruits, dark color fruits, which have a lot of polyphenols. So the thinking can be like from the biochemical point of view. And the other thing is for the kidneys, the lumbar area here must function very well, the nerves which goes to the kidney. So it may be good, Dr. Aisha, the honey detox massage. Honey detox massage on the back. It will be very good. And also to administer propolis and honey through the lungs, like inhalation, like nebulization, yeah? Because the substances will go directly to the kidneys in 1 minute. Okay, much faster than when he takes orally. And also, of course, she needs to go to the doctor regularly, to the kidney specialist, to see how is the evolution. And when I'll come to Nepal with Dr. Ayusha, so we can do more specific treatments when you know exactly what is the problem.
Sure.
Yes, Dr. Ayusha, can you translate in Nepali now?
Sure, doctor. सुन्नुभयो है हजुरले पनि कति त कुरा बुझ्नु पनि भयो होला
डक्टरलाई नि इङ्ग्लिसमा सोध्यो हुन्छ नि यस्तो समस्या छ भने त्यहाँ राखिरहन् समस्या रेज योर ह्यान्ड गरेर ट्याक्क लाएर सोध्दा एउटा
एकैछिन म्याम है एकैछिन म्युट रहनु ल हजुर के अरे यो
म्युट
किडनी
गर्दैन न,
कस्तो
म्युट
हुन्छ
गर्दैन कि
भने
त्यसो?
हामीले मेन म सबै प्रब्लमलाई चाहिँ एउटा कुरा चाहिँ के भन्न चाहन्छु भने हामीले सिम्पल तरिकाले जस्तो मुटुको समस्या भनिरहेछौँ किडनीको समस्या भनिरहेछौँ लङ्सको समस्या भनिरहेछौँ यो जनरलाइज गरेर हामीले समस्यालाई प्रडक्ट दिनुभन्दा पनि लक्षण देखिसकेपछि चाहिँ त्यो अर्ग्यानको कुन इस्युज हो भन्ने कुरा डिटेलमा डेप्थमा थाहा आएपछि अनि त्यही अनुसारको बल्ल हामीले ट्रिटमेन्ट गर्यौँ भने अझ बेस्ट रिजल्ट आउँछ है मैले यो चाहिँ डाक्टर स्टेफनले भन्नुभन्दा एक्स्ट्रा कुरा भने अब बाबुको केसमा चाहिँ डाक्टरले के भन्नुहुन्छ भने हजुरले 1 हप्ता प्रडक्ट चलाउनुहोस् त्यो प्रडक्ट चलाउँदा चाहिँ बाबुलाई लक्षण वाइज सहजता देख्नुभयो भने केही समय फेरि ब्रेक गर्नु अनि फेरि दिनु हैन यसरी ब्रेक गर्दै दिन पनि मिल्छ रेगुलरली जान पनि मिल्छ तर डोजहरू चाहिँ हामीले कुन डोजले काम गर्यो अघि डाक्टरले एउटा चाहिँ चार्ट देखाउनु भएको थियो हजुरहरूले याद गर्नुभयो भने स्मल डोजबाट सुरु गरौँ एलर्जी हुँदैन भने अलिकति त्यसलाई डोज बढाउँदै लिएर जाउँ अनि जब पेशेन्ट एकदम ह्याप्पी फेसमा देखिनुहुन्छ इम्प्रुभमेन्ट भएको फेसमा देखिनुहुन्छ त्यसपछि त्यो डोजलाई केही समय सेम त्यही डोजलाई मिलाउँदै जाउँ अनि क्योर आइसकेपछि अब जस्तो एलोपेथसँग पनि देखाउनुहुन्छ हजुरले किडनीको डक्टरसँग देखाइरहनु भएको छ होला अनि त्यहाँ देखाउँदाखेरि डक्टरले इम्प्रुभमेन्ट भएको छ भन्नुभयो भने चाहिँ बी प्रडक्टलाई नरोकौँ त्यसलाई डोज चाहिँ थोरै डिक्रिज गरेर केही समय फेरि कन्टिन्यू नै लिउँ भन्ने चाहिँ डक्टरको सजेसन छ तर डक्टरले लास्टमा के पनि भन्नुभएको छ भने किडनीको पनि स्पेसिफिक के प्रब्लम हो भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ थाहा पाउनुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा क्वेसन चाहिँ राखिरहनु भएको छ
मेरो एउटा सानो क्वेसन थियो डाक्टर साहब
हजुर
यो पिसाब फेरिसकेपछि पिसाब फेरिसक्यो भन्ने थाहा हुन्छ पूर्ण रूपमा क्लियर गरिसकेर निस्किसकेपछि त्यसको केही समयपछि अब अलिकति चिसो चिसो महसुस हुन्छ त्यो झरेको थाहा हुँदैन फेरि कन्टिन्यू त्यसलाई सधैँभरि पनि दिँदैन त्यही आफ्टर टोइलेट पिसाब फेरेको 5-7 मिनट बेचमा त्यो समस्या देखिन्छ फेरि दोहोऱ्याएर देखिँदैन फेरि अर्को समयमा त्यस्तो हुन्छ निकै समयसम्म क्लियर गर्दा पनि यो चाहिँ वान टाइम चाहिँ त्यस्तो देखिरहेछ त्यो के समस्या हो र त्यसलाई कसरी समाधान हुन्छ होला
हजुरले यसको लागि स्पेसिफिक थाहा पाउनु पर्दा चाहिँ हजुरको प्रोस्टेटकै इस्युज हो जस्तो देखिन्छ प्रोस्टेटको इस्युज अघि पनि मल्टिपल टाइम क्वेसन आइसकेको भएर डाक्टर स्टेफनले आन्सर पनि गर्नु भएको छ प्रोस्टेट ग्रन्थीको लागि चाहिँ बेस्ट प्रडक्ट भनेको चाहिँ बिपोलन हो भनेर उहाँले अघि नै पनि भन्नुभएको छ तर एक्ज्याक्ट हजुरको इस्युज के हो भन्ने कुरा थाहा पाउनु कहिलेकाहीँ के हुन्छ भने यो युरेथ्रामा पनि प्रब्लम भइरहेको हुन्छ भनेको पिसाब फेर्ने त्यो नली क्लियर नभएर कहिले स्टोनहरू बसेर त्यस्तोले नि प्रब्लम भएको हुनसक्छ कहिले प्रोस्टेट ग्रन्थी नै साइज बढेर हुन्छ अब के हो त्यसको एक्ज्याक्ट कज चाहिँ थाहा पाउनु पर्यो तर हजुरले इन जनरल यतिकै प्रडक्ट युज गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने चाहिँ बिपोलन बेस्ट हो भनेर अघि पनि भन्नुभएको छ डाक्टरले
मैले पोलेन र रोयल के अरे यो प्रोपोलिस कन्टिन्यू युज गरिराखेको छु तर अब पोलेनको मात्रा चाहिँ पहिला हामीलाई भनेअनुसार अब टी स्पुन्स फुल भन्ने गरेको थियो र त्यही अनुसार गरिरहेको छु त्यही डोजले पुग्छ या रेज गर्नुपर्छ के हो
अब यसमा एडिसन के भन्नुभयो भने अघि पनि डाक्टरले सधैँ प्रडक्टले मात्रै काम गर्छ भन्ने पनि छैन जस्तो हजुरको ब्याकको इस्युजहरू छ हजुरको मोटोपनाको इस्युज छ भने कहिलेकाहीँ हजुरलाई यो प्रब्लमबाट आउट हुनलाई थेरापी पनि इक्वल्ली इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ भनेर अघि डाक्टरले 2-3 जनाको इस्युजमै पनि एड गर्नु भएको छ होइन
मलाई साइटिका टाइपको यो ब्याक पेनको दुखाइ चाहिँ छ
हजुर हजुर अब मेन हजुरले त्यसलाई पनि क्योर गर्नु पर्यो कहिलेकाहीँ कस्तो हुन्छ भने हाम्रो ब्याकबाट आएको स्पाइनल नर्भहरूले चाहिँ हजुरको कस्तो हुन्छ नि नर्भ सप्लाई त हजुरको प्रोस्टेटमा पनि हुने भयो कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो ब्याकको इस्युजले गर्दाखेरि पनि नसा च्यापेको इस्युजले गर्दाखेरि पनि हजुरले त्यो प्रब्लमहरू फेस गर्नुहुन्छ कि युरिन इन्कन्टिनेन्स भइराखेको हुन्छ हामीले चाहिँ प्रोस्टेटको प्रब्लम भनिरहँदा उता नसा च्यापेर चाहिँ प्रब्लम भइरहेको पनि हुनसक्छ त्यही भएर हजुर एकचोटि यतै काठमाडौँ अपिनेचर केयर आउनुहोस् न हामी बसेरै हेरौँ ट्रिटमेन्ट गरौँ है
डाक्टर एचआर पौडेल सर डाक्टर साहब
यस सर
डाक्टर साहब मैले एउटा एकदम हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट गर्नु खोजेँ अघि स्टेफन डाक्टर साहबले भन्नुभएको थियो बिहान 8 बजेदेखि बेलुका 8 बजेपछि मेरो मोबाइल चल्दैन भन्नुभएको थियो हामी अहिले कति बजाउँदैछौँ त्यसकारण बी सिरियस अन टाइम है
सर रिमाइन्ड गराइदिएको लागि धेरै धन्यवाद सर यस Sir, I give it to Balaram, sir.
Namaste. Namaste, sir.
Maybe Dr. Stefan, I have to leave as he told he has another meeting. After that, we'll discuss with Dr. Ayusha and Dr. HR Paudel, okay? त्यसै गरौँला है डाक्टर स्टेफनको अर्को मिटिङमा आएको हुनाले उहाँलाई बिदा गरौँ जस्तो लाग्यो है।
Thank you, Dr. Stefan.
We are very thankful, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And keep in touch. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. See you.
Thank you, Dr. Stefan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, namaste.
ल एकैछिन है एकैछिन
सबैजना यहाँ भएको बेलामा एउटा सानो चाहिँ मैले पनि यो समरी चाहिँ थोरै दिन चाहे, अरू त सबै एचआर सरले नै गर्नु होला। आज प्रोग्रामको मेन ट्रान्सलेसनको जिम्मा उहाँले नै पाउनु भएको छ। मैले यति धेरै पार्टिसिपेन्ट्स देख्दाखेरि चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ लोभ चाहिँ छोडिन होइन।
ट्रान्सलेसनको जिम्मा चाहिँ हामी दुईजनालाई थियो।
हजुर ठिकै छ। अब
बच्चाको कारणले म फुल टाइम एभाइलेबल हुन सक्दिनँ होला भन्ने